available.
Incredible,
and
really.
A chance to, put themselves in a better position this week. And this Giants team is not playing great ball, as were the Rockies, and the Padres took full advantage of that. Kudos to them, because
I'm kind of pissed at the Padres, Tony. They were given like 35 mistakes by the Rockies. They only took advantage of say 30 of them. So
yeah, and it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, the Rockies the Rockies were like, if you don't want to take advantage of this mistake, we'll make another couple for you. Oh, that's an awful team, and I'm actually glad to see them leave, because that was not great baseball. I'm just glad Padres came out and won.
Yeah, no, I'm not sad. I'm not happy to see them leave. I'd love to play them.
Just keep playing them. Yeah.
3-game series. But to me, that the Rockies weren't the story to me. The Padres were, from the standpoint of the improvement in the runners in scoring position. Was terrific over the 2-game set. It continues to be good. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I think Jesse was referring to it as the quilt, or the chaos bullpen.
Yeah, the quilt. Kevin Acey's going quilt. I've been jumping in on quilt, but I did use quilt today on the round table, and everybody looked at me like I was talking another language.
Yeah,
because they wanted chaos. So I guess you go with what you want.
Whatever you want to call it. It's virtually Craig Stammen, Ruben Niebla, Ben Fritz come up with this plan that, it looks largely like a couple guys you get one time through, and that's it. And we're going to figure it out, patch it work. We saw Kyle Hart basically get one time through before coming out of that game. We then saw his counterpart, Griffin Canning, come in and basically get one time through. I think he went a little bit past it, but next thing you know, you looked up and you got it to the 6th. Now you can hand it over to the strong part of your pen. And it was nice to see Jeremiah Estrada come back and punch the 3 guys the 3 outs that he got. And so it begins. Padres continue their mission to now win 6 straight here tonight.
The 5-0 thing.
Scraby, I didn't get a rundown, dog. Like, it's not in there.
You didn't?
I looked.
Yeah, we're flying. We're flying blind here.
7:30.
Yeah, we're flying blind here.
Oh, weird. Let me share it with you right now.
The one thing about the 5-game winning streak, Tony, that's amazing to me is the timing of it. You had kind of spoken on this earlier about how the Padres have been a little, fortunate in terms of the results from the other teams. But you look at the other 7 teams that are in the wild card race: Arizona 3-3, Miami 3-3, Washington 3-3. Pittsburgh 2-4, St. Louis 2-4, Philadelphia 1-5. All that while the Padres are gone 5-0, and the Padres have passed Washington, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, and Miami in the standings in 5 days.
Yeah,
that was something we thought might take a month or two if they pass all those teams. And as you said, now they're the next wild card team up, and not only are they chasing a game and a half Arizona, but also game and a half of Philadelphia. So there's 2 teams they could catch.
I was on the radio with Atlanta the other day. We were talking about the Phillies, and I was like, right now, if you look at the wild card, just based off record alone, the Cubs are going to be tough to beat. They're 15 over 500, I believe, at this point.
Yeah.
At that time, the Phillies, at the time of that conversation Tuesday, the Phillies were only 6 games above 500, and that has dwindled down a little bit more since then. And so they're those 2 spots. It's not just the one spot. 2 spots at this point right now as we speak are up for grabs. And so, again, the part of the reason why you and I and those who watch this team, because it's a hedge when it was so bad, is because you can't predict what the other teams. Now, had those same teams you just ran through in their records flipped those records or been above 500, we're having a completely different conversation, no matter what the Padres had done at 5-0 at that point. So it's a little bit on the Padres' timing and a little bit of luck. All those teams losing at the same time is It's kind of crazy.
It is, but it happened. So let's keep rolling with it. You've got the Giants for 4. I will say the Giants did score 16 runs yesterday against Milwaukee. So, again, nobody's a pushover. Casey Schmidt is not in their lineup, but they obviously can jump up on you once in a while. They also have a guy on their team. I thought I'd point this out to all my friends who hated me last year. The Giants do have a guy on their team who is the National League's leading hitter now. His name's Luis Arraez. He's on his way, looking like, to another batting title, unless he gets traded to the American League, in which case they'll have to figure out how to do it. But, yeah, he's moved into first place in the batting race, which doesn't surprise me and shouldn't surprise anybody. So, look, the Giants are going to be here. You do miss Logan Webb. Nothing wrong with missing him. But Robbie Ray is a tough character. Roop is a good pitcher. So, yeah, go play some good ball this weekend. I don't want to use the word fugazi, Tony, although I love using the word fugazi. It was never in my vocabulary until I met you.
Don Orsillo was calling the grass in Miami fugazi grass.
Okay. That might be a reach, but it
was fugazi grass, though. It looks fake, is what he was saying.
I'll give it to him because I love that word now that Tony's got me in on it. And but the question is the Padre 5 win streak, a fugazi, or is this the start of something big? And we don't know the answer until we see, how the next couple of weeks play out. So,
I mean, big. I don't know what big is. 10. I mean, those are the type of streaks that, we talk about. Those are like the top of the top.
They don't need to win 10 in a row. I just want to see them, certainly don't want to fall back on another loss 9 out of 12. Yeah, you can't lose 9 out of 12 now. Yeah,
so not necessarily how many they win in a row, but just the consistency of winning bunches of games. Listen, I think given how the Marlins played soon as the Padres got up out of there, I'm counting those 3. And then, the Rockies were the Rockies, but the Padres also took care of business on the Rockies. And so now they need to do the same thing against the Giants. We'll see how it goes. Listen, every time I think it's reasonable to kind of hold your breath every time, someone not named Michael King or Walker Buehler is on the mound, because it's a tough deal to pull off consistently. Padres have done it to this point where the chaos of the bullpen is held up. You're starting to get a little bit healthier in the back end. And so I saw, right before we came on, I saw Joe come on out. And, he seemed like he's in good spirits. I know he was out in Arizona throwing the baseball, had some innings. See how that goes. I'll check in with him at some point today.
Do we actually know who the starting pitcher is tonight for the Padres?
Because
it is TBD at this point.
See, that's what
MLB said. JP Sears.
Well, they can say whatever they want.
Oh, you know what? It's right. Scraby's right. It is JP.
Oh, they did. Okay, they officially put him in. The reason I bring this up is because Craig Stammen came out and said something yesterday or the day before, and he said, one of the things that's kind of just kind of a byproduct of us doing what we're doing right now is that if we don't know who's pitching, the other team certainly doesn't know who's pitching, right? They can't really do a lot of preparing. I thought yesterday the Padres and Stammen and Ruben and whoever, they did an absolutely perfect job in my mind of using the system that they're using. And that was Kyle Hart was never going to face Hunter Goodman a second time. That just was not going to happen. And Canning came in. Well, Canning got his 10 batters because he wasn't going to face TJ Rumfield a second time. They just did a really good job of making the Rocky lefties face lefties, the righties face righties. The matchups seemed like they were in the Padres' favor all day yesterday. And that's, to me, is great managing might be overstating it, but it's getting the job done. And I'm not going to, go back on what I said earlier this week. Whether you like what they're doing, whether you don't, whether you think it's going to last, you have to be pleased that they've at least tried it, because nothing else was really working. And I just appreciate the fact that they've been searching and searching until, find something, and now they're having a little success. But that's, to me, that's doing a hell of a good job. So,
yep, no doubt. I think part of the part of that is on the pitchers, right? I mean, you can have an idea how you want that to go, but if the pitchers aren't executing and making the pitches, you don't get to dictate as much of the action. And so
true.
Hats off to Kyle Hart for coming in and being as effective. Hats off to Griffin for coming in and being as effective. And so, Padres, they figuring it out. You're right. Sam has, I think, all year long displayed that he is more than willing to try something. And he's not going to just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again if it's not working. He's going to try something different. It's working right now. Padres have won 5 straight. We'll see kind of where it goes from here. Real quick before we go to break, because I'm sure we can talk a little bit more of this on the backside. I think most of us have felt like this was coming, but Mr. Manny Machado over the last month, 312, 398 OPP, 602 slug. So that's a 995 OPS. Mr. Merrill, if he's in the zone, good things are happening. 322, 347, 578. That's a 925.
Yes,
OPS.
but he's very, very clumsy in center field, Tony. Guy can't even run off the field.
Yeah, I don't care if he runs. He can tumble all the way to the bench if all I care.
That was funny,
as long as he's hitting and doing what he's doing, gives the Padres. And we've said this from the beginning. That when Toddy and Manny and Jackson are playing like this, the offensive ceiling is much higher than anything we've seen all year.
We also have a lineup for the other side.
Well, let's get to break. On the other side, we can get into that lineup. We can get into a whole lot of things. Ty France, Jeremiah Estrada made his return. Could be some more reinforcements coming. And then the big clock that is ticking on the trade deadline.
Yeah.
More on that on the other side. More Gwynn Chris.
For the most.
Gwynn Chris, 97.3 The Fan, 218. That song was a big one when I was in college, called Jump.
It's a good one.
You like that one?
Oh, yeah.
It is a very
Okay.
good one.
Yeah. All right. Yankees and White Sox. Extra innings last night in Chi-Town, 12 innings. White Sox won. Today, bottom of the 11th, tied, and the White Sox batting. Aaron Boone sweating it out from the Yankee dugout.
I'm looking
with
at the same video.
yeah, with a couple of guys on base. So we'll see if the White Sox can get it done again. How big of a story would we have if 2 years removed from the worst record in baseball history, or pretty close to it, the White Sox went to the World Series? It's not out of the realm. They're as good as the Yankees, as Tampa Bay probably. And, if it happens, it's just another mark against the people that say baseball's broken. You got to have a salary cap. The same teams are good every year. It's just not true. It's not true. The Dodgers are good every year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but after that,
the Mets ain't been good every year.
Yeah, after that, where does that logic barely holds up anymore? So it's something for down the road. Tony's down to the ballpark. Padres Gigantes tonight. Scraby with his hand up because you want the lineup, or you have a question?
Oh, no, I had a question.
You're frozen on my computer.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the
are.
internet today. It's so weird. Everything is so weird today. But now I forgot my question. I texted Tony yesterday during the game because I watched one of those MLB fairness ads.
Oh, yeah.
They are brutal. They
they're
are
bad.
absolutely brutal. They are presenting barely correct information.
They're also going to get everybody who's already on their side against them.
I'm
telling you, they are.
The ad is
Have you
that
seen them, Chris?
stupid.
Yes, I've seen a couple of them, and it just makes me mad. And I understand that most people are going to say, I said this last to you, Tony, the other day, right or wrong, most people are going to blame the players for everything. They're selfish, they're greedy. But the more ads they put out like that, we're going to start seeing them. And the owners, they're the ones charging you $50 to park, people. Just don't forget. Just trying to say out there, it's not great.
You gotta bring. Oh, game. Ooh, not game
He tripled off his glove. Bases loaded.
He kept it in the infield.
Yeah, Ben Rice saved it there. It looked like a game-winning hit, but went off his glove. So bases loaded, 1 out for the White Sox. We'll give you a wrap on that. I don't care about Ben Rice. I need a shot of Aaron Boone. I want to see what he's doing right now. That was a hell of a play, actually, by Ben Rice.
It was. That was definitely destined for it to be a game winner right there.
Great play to keep the game alive for the Yankees for the moment. But anyway, I want to get to the trade deadline stuff. But Scrabe, you teased the lineup. I gotta hear it now.
Oh yes,
I gotta hear it.
I am not.
You're not ready.
I'm not good today.
He lost it. He dropped the ball.
I'm not good today.
There we go.
Leading off, Fernando Tatis Jr. Playing right field, batting second. Luis Rengifo DHing. Manny Machado playing third, batting third. Ty France cleaning up at first base. Jackson Merrill batting fifth, playing center field. Luis Campusano all the way up to the 6th spot, catching. Xander Bogaerts in the 7th spot. Jake Cronenworth second base, 8th. Jace Bowen left field, 9th. JP Sears pitching.
It must be a lefty for the Giants tonight. I haven't seen there. Is it
Robbie
Robbie
Ray?
Ray tonight, Tony? Do you know?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Jace Bowen, he's still getting some opportunities here because of some injuries. Wouldn't hurt for him to, really stick a couple into the gap. I know he's done some things that have helped this team, but it feels like he's just holding the spot until Samad Taylor comes back and Duhar. And, he can make the job a little more difficult for the Padres if he had a couple of 3-for-4 games here. Wouldn't hurt anybody's feelings. All right, so the trade deadline, I pick up the thing, and all I can see, Tony, is Mason Miller is going. Every team wants him. The Yankees have to get him. And I guess, according at least to Jeff Passan, who I'm losing more and more respect for by the day, According to Jeff Pat,
don't let him hear you say that. He'll come for you.
He will.
Have him come. I'll challenge him because he keeps giving me this crap. The Yankees, they want Mason Miller. They can get him. And I'm like, what about what the Padres want and need? Because I don't know that the Yankees have the goods to get Mason Miller, even if the Padres want to trade him. You're going to send me Jason Dominguez, a guy that was touted as the next Mickey Mantle, but has been sent down to the minor leagues already 3 or 4 times. I don't see this working for the Padres, Tony. But yet the national media doesn't care about the Padres. They only care what works for the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it is unlikely that Mason gets moved at this point, given how the Padres have played. I mean, you can't put anything beyond AJ. I don't think it would be Jason. That wouldn't get it done. They have what's the young number one
George
prospect?
Lombard.
George Lombard,
another guy,
Lombard.
right? He's been, but they've been touting this guy for 10 years. Like, when is he coming up?
I mean, listen, I don't know what the right call is. I think you hang on to Mason, but like, people are like losing their mind. Or I don't know if they're losing their mind, but there's an issue with everybody saying that we don't have young guys. That's the type of guy you would be getting if you are to move a Mason Miller. But then, what does that say for this season and where the Padres are trying to go? I don't think anybody gets moved, at least like that. But it would be, I would think, more likely to move Adrian than it would be Mason at this point, considering he's a free agent at the end of the year. But either way, I wouldn't want to move him either.
No, I mean, the Morejon and Mason Miller give you something that no other team has. Pretty much 2 automatic guys in the 8th and 9th inning. At least nobody in the National League has that I see on the top of my head. Now, Diaz came back for the Dodgers last night. Makes them a little more, deeper.
Did he really? I didn't see that.
He got the save last night. Gave up a run, but he did get it. And, you got Tanner Scott and Diaz now at the back of the Dodgers. But I think the Padres have to keep Miller. They have to keep Morejon. I think any trade that is made for the future is, first of all, being around AJ, I've never really seen him do that, number one. Right. Number two, we don't even know what the immediate future is going to be. And I just don't think with the Padres, with these contracts, Manny, Bogey, Merrill, Toddy, Crony, everybody, I don't think they can punt on any season. And I just think if you trade Mason Miller and try to tell all of us, well, we got such a haul for the future, I don't think we're gonna respond to that well. So
how do you think they would respond if they were able to tag, let's say, Xander's contract in there?
Yes, I understand that is. I know that's a bit of a juicier thing. I know the great desire to get Xander the hell out of here. I don't share that desire as much, and it's not my money. You know what I'm saying, Tony? Like, everybody's feels like they're paying Xander's contract. Guess what? You're not. So stop it. Who cares? It's not costing you. Oh, yes, it does. They raise the ticket price, and they don't. So stop this. That's my comment.
They do, actually.
Okay.
But it's not because of Xander's contract.
No, it's not.
That's not why they raise it.
So that's my whole thing with Xander. You know what?
Contract.
He's in a terrible slump right now. He can't pick up a ground ball. He's still not somebody I wouldn't mind having coming to the plate, in the bottom of the 7th or 8th of a playoff game. I still believe in this guy, to that extent. What are you going to put Song at shortstop the rest of the season? I'm not saying that's terrible, but I don't know that it's a big increase.
He goes to second base. He goes to right field. Put him back at shortstop. David has a pretty good comment. He said, if we trade Mason Miller, we are essentially saying Tatis, Machado, Xander, Crony have no chance of getting us anywhere. Kind of giving up on the season if you're trading Mason Miller.
Well, I believe that would be the message sent. And I still think of this, Tony. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I agree. I agree that it doesn't send a great message.
Yeah, but I still believe this, and this is probably very much pie in the sky, and it's not something I would have thought of last week when I was ready to, make vacation plans for October because I didn't think we'd have baseball. But if the Padres and it's a couple of big ifs, but if they can get to the postseason, and if Pivetta and or Musgrove were able to come back, and those are ifs, I get it, but if those things happen, Tony, a little tiny series rotation of King, Pivetta, Musgrove with that bullpen and the hitting that we've seen, it's a more dangerous team than we think. I'm just saying.
I think more importantly, if the offense continues to trend the way they have been trending, they have, I think, started to, and it's largely because the big three are kind of doing their thing, and you had a guy like Ty France who has been terrific all season long. They're starting to look like an offense that we initially thought we were going to get. Can they continue it through the end of the season is the question.
Yeah, we'll see. 292 is the batting average since the All-Star break. That's number one in Major League Baseball. There's no way any of us had that on the bingo card. So,
nope.
That's good. We'll take.
I will say Manny Machado had that on the bingo card.
Well, he never gave up. I think
Manny does.
I mean, he's not going to give up.
He doesn't waver.
You know why he said that? He wants us to get into talking about Manny's comments.
I had
about negativity being written about this team, right? Which I think is fair to talk about.
No, I talked about it on this Gravy Show last night. White Sox win, by the way, and I think you guys would be surprised at my take.
Well, I think we should at least throw it out there, and we'll do that when we come back. We're also going to talk some SDFC when we come back. Yes, it's that time again. The MLS has returned, and Kendra de Saint-Aubin from the.
Do not do it like that, please.
I just made her more French than she probably is.
De Saint-Aubin. I listened to it.
Kendra de Saint-Aubin.
No, stop.
You got to remember,
you're making me crawl out of my skin now.
I worked in hockey for a while. That's how
don't
I
worry,
do these kinds of names.
I'm bringing her on,
okay,
Scrape. Don't have to worry about it.
Chris is going to reset just so he can say her last name.
She's coming up from MLS, so that's all still ahead.
Ben and Woods on the Fan.
Mike. 2:36 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Crisello, Matt Scraby. Gwynn and Chris, Padres back in action tonight. Giants will throw Robbie Ray. Padres, J.P. Sears. We're going to get more into that in a second. Kendra Day St. Aubin will join us shortly. MLS, talk a little SDFC. They got back in the winning lane here this past week as they returned to the pitch and got a victory. It was, last time they were on the field, it was another tie, I believe. And even leading up before, there had been some rough games where they didn't necessarily lose, but they would give up a late goal.
Yes.
Late and end up in a tie. So
I don't have the analytics of all of it, Tony, but I would be willing to bet. I'd be willing to bet that the SDFC team this year has been kind of badly outscored from the, say, 80th minute on.
Probably.
Because it seems like almost every game they're either leading or tied or something, and then something crazy happens down the stretch, which, by the way, the exact opposite of the Padres, who from the 8th inning on, I think are now a plus 67, which isn't even close to the next best. The Braves are like plus 30-something. The Padres from the 8th inning on are world beaters.
Yeah, no, it's been interesting, and that's why you knew, even as the Padres, honestly, the Rockies in that first game kept putting runs up.
Yes, they did.
The Padres would tie the game, Rockies would put 2 up, and then that's part of the reason why you knew, as the Rockies kept making those errors, that the Padres were going to have a chance to win that game, because if it did it late, it was going to lead to their demise, and sure enough, it did. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was a great game. It was a fun game, but it's so sloppy that maybe every now and again a sloppy game is fun. I mean, doesn't have to always be perfect, as long as the other team makes the 4 errors.
Let's shift gears. Let's move to the pitch, talk a little soccer. Kendra Day St. Aubin, MLS, Apple TV joins us here on Gwynn and Chris. Kendra, thank you for your time. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys? Thanks for having me.
We are doing fantastic. All guests join us on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It's better. We are coming off of, I thought was like one of the funnest World Cups I can remember in recent years. What was your thought on it? Because it seemed like it was an absolute success here that we got to experience.
I would agree. I think, it was really nice to really just have those 2 months off as a broadcaster and experience it, and just if I wasn't at a game or at a stadium, just plop down on a couch and watch it, and go to these watch parties in the Twin Cities. And then my daughter and I decided to hop on a plane and flew to Kansas City one day, and we went to the Netherlands match there, and that's awesome. Amazing. 32,000 people marching down the street with the orange, and there was not a bad thing about it in my mind. And the games were fantastic. The fans were phenomenal. It was awesome.
Kendra, we had heard so many things about FIFA and their, the fact that they're this and they're that, and they're charging way too much money for tickets and all of the issues. I didn't see maybe the tickets, they were expensive, there's no doubt, but it didn't seem like any of that affected any of the fans or any of the people that came here to watch this stuff. And you talked about the Netherlands. I don't think any of those people were balking at the ticket prices, right? People are just having so much fun, and we all got swept up in watching it.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well, because I do think when I look at it, and I mean, you guys have probably been to a Super Bowl, you've probably been to an All-Star game, you've probably been to a World Series. We all know when you have these epic events that the prices are going to go up, and a lot of it is meant to be, initially people think, oh, this is for the corporate and the suites and the things and the that, but when you looked at these football stadiums that these games were being played in and packed, and the fans coming from all over the world, and some of them didn't even care. They're like, hey, we came from Scotland to experience, 3-4 games in a row, and they were willing to pay, for flights and things to go between different spaces. And then if they got tickets to a game, great, but they just wanted to experience the environment, the fans. It was so much fun. I loved it. I loved that the negativity was squashed. I love that people from other countries embraced this country in North America, it was phenomenal. I just loved it, every bit of it. And they got to see parts that they probably wouldn't normally go to. Normally people aren't going to, Kansas City and Houston aren't people's like bucket list places when they're, visiting the United States. And then they went there and they loved it, and it was phenomenal. And I honestly, I don't have a negative thing to say about it. It was amazing.
World Cup might be the only event at this magnitude where you don't actually have to go to find a way to experience what all has happened. You can't do that in the Super Bowl. You really can't do that in a World Series or any of the other events. World Cup is really the only one like that. Kendra, let's shift gears to the SDFC. I mean, obviously, they had a rough, I don't know if you call it the first half, but they had a rough pre-World Cup play time. They certainly haven't been able to live up or repeat the kind of success they've had early. What do you see as we move into this part of the season for SDFC?
Well, I think when I was in particular looking at the last two games and talking to Mikey Veras, the head coach, is their willingness to sort of adapt and understand that we are not the team of 2025. We do have to change with the personnel, with everybody knows who we are now. We are not a surprise to anybody, which oftentimes happens with expansion teams. You hop on the field and people are like, oh, who's Anders Dreyer? I've never heard of him before. And then he's, putting in bangers left and right and working his tail off and doing all the things. And San Diego rises to the cream of the crop and capitalizes on that. Well, now they're looking at this season and they're having to recalibrate a little bit. You got to get guys healthy. And I think when you look at their last two games in particular, on the road at Colorado at altitude and at home against Dallas, two very different opponents, played very different games. But they got the result at home. And even the Colorado game was unfortunate to lose late, but they had to play a completely different style. So for me, this team is on the upward trajectory in this quote unquote second half of the season. And they're going to have the depth because now Leagues Cup starts next week. So you didn't just have the two quick games, you had the All-Star break, you have a game on the road at Minnesota, and now you start the Leagues Cup, which is a whole other animal, but another great competition against League MX teams.
Yeah, SDFC has got the Minnesota coming up, a rematch of a playoffs from a year ago. Kendra, you mentioned, I mean, there are only three teams below SDFC right now in the West, so the good news is if you could reel off 2 or 3 wins in a row, you could jump right to the top half of the standings the table pretty quickly. I want to ask you about you mentioned their style and how they've had to adapt. Because that was one of the things that really stood out to most of us and people who followed soccer last year was that they, attacked and they didn't care who knew it, right? They were going to just go after you, and they just, if you could try to stop them, and they were going to keep going. So where's it had to take place in terms of, trying to keep their identity but do what's best for this year's team?
Well, I think when you look at their style of play and their principles, they're very specific in that they want to have the ball, they want to keep the ball, they want to find a way to make the opponent work defensively. But then listening to Mikey Veras and watching them play, if you look at that Colorado game, he kept talking about a mature mid-block. So when you're looking at soccer and you're looking at that middle part of the field, what does that mean? How do we press? When do we drop off our pressure? When do we stay a little bit higher? And recognizing when those moments are with the personnel you have on the field. And if you're going to try to get beat over the top or in a transition moment, are you already in a position to defend when you lose the ball? And I think those are things that we're seeing with this group now for San Diego, maybe we didn't see before. And then against Dallas, they're a very high-pressing team. So how can we play out of the back smartly? How can we keep the ball but not to our detriment? How do we find the long ball when needed? So it's more about them reading the game in the moments that it presents, which is honestly one of the biggest things that we love about this game of soccer, or, football, as we heard it called time and time again in the World Cup, is the ability to be creative and kind of read the game on the fly without timeouts and opportunities the team has to adjust. So I think that's what San Diego is doing now. I think that's what Mikey Veras has this team believing. They've got the quality in the midfield where, Tverskov, Valakari, they're all healthy. You got Godoy coming back off a World Cup. He's experienced. Ingvartsen is healthy up top, and you got Dreyer, and then you've got your new DP signing that will be coming in sooner rather than later. So these are all good things for San Diego. And it's more just the understanding of when to change your game and adjust depending on the opponent and what's being asked of you. And I think that's what they're doing this year, which last year they may have been a little bit stubborn or naive in trying to keep to the way they wanted to play regardless. And it worked for them. And then they learned this year it wasn't going to work because everybody knows who they are.
Kendra de St. Aubin joins us. MLS on to Apple TV is where you can find her. And Kendra, I want to ask you a little bit because in the beginning of the season, I think the conversation around Chucky Lozano kind of quieted because, Mikey Veras has been pretty steadfast that ship has sailed. But as they started to lose games, the fans, more conversation started to pop up. The organization has still remained pretty steadfast that he is no longer going to be a part of this organization. Is this a distraction at all for this ball club as they move forward?
I think it may have been, to your point, and we've seen this with every sport. I mean, all is good and well when you're winning, and nobody remembers who's hurt. Nobody remembers who got traded away. Nobody remembers the missed signing opportunity, once everybody's winning and things are great. But when things start to go sour or south or not working like they did the previous year, it's easy to point and try to dig into that a little bit more. And you're absolutely right. I think it was a distraction during that time period. The World Cup break was probably the best thing that could have happened to them because they could recalibrate, they could reconfigure. That part of it kind of quieted. And as much as we talk about these guys and their schedules, even a player like Anders Dreyer, when he came in last year, he had played like a year and a half straight. Because he had been in his season, he didn't get an off season, he came straight in, he didn't miss a game. I mean, he's just like one of those warrior players that's not going to miss a beat. He needed that World Cup break to refresh. So then you get back on track after the World Cup and you start getting on the positive side of things, and the fans see that. And I don't think you're going to hear a lot more about Chucky Lozano. They tried to just squash that, saying he is not a part of our club no matter what. Of course, the media, as we all do, we're going to keep asking questions because that's what we do, and that's what the fans do. But at the end of the day, I think that ship has sailed. We may never know what exactly happened there, but they're moving on, and I think that distraction is probably gone at this point.
Well, Kendra, we certainly appreciate your time. It was nice to catch up and kind of, get locked back into the rest of this MLS season. We certainly appreciate it. We'll look forward to talking to you again.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Kendra.
Kendra de St. Aubin, MLS on Apple TV is where you'll find her. All guests join us on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It's better. So there's that.
A little behind the scenes. So I look at Chris, and he's like, I don't have any more. So that means I need to tell Tony that he needs to let her go.
Oh, no
and then
more
she
questions?
stopped talking as I was telling Tony. And so he heard nothing of what was going on. Oh, there he is. Mudcat is back. He's right there. He's hugging Tony in the screen. Hello, Mud.
He just now picked his head up. There he is.
Mudcat, what are you doing there? There's the guys trying to steal your job the last couple of days.
Ooh. He can't hear us. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Always good to see Mudcat.
Yeah, no, when right after you finished saying that there was no more talking, I
know.
was like, is she done?
I was like, okay, let's go.
By the way, that win by SDFC the other day, 1-0, was only their second in the last 12 matches. So, it's been a struggle for sure, but there's still time. They're only 2 games under 500, and like I said, they could win 3-4 in a row, which they did earlier in the year. They could get right back in the hunt. I hope that happens. But they've had it seems like they've been kind of snake bit, when it comes to late in games this year. So hopefully they can reverse that.
I think that's good
trend.
to hear that they are making an adjustment and trying to change things up, because clearly what worked last year was not working this year.
All right, before we get to the top of the hour, we promised that we'd talk about Manny, and yesterday he was asked, the young guy, Julian Delgado.
I think it was 2 days ago.
2 days ago, thank you. He was on the roundtable today, Julian was.
Oh.
So he asked Manny, you guys are starting to hit a little bit. things are going, well, he said, what's the difference? And I think it was kind of an innocuous question. For whatever reason, Manny seemed frustrated. I'm not in his head, but he seemed a little frustrated at the question. He said, why don't you tell me? You guys, are the ones that write all this negative stuff about us. So I get the fact that can be an answer. It can be a little frustration. You read stuff, you get a little tired of it. You start winning. You say, hey, look, we never gave up even though you gave up. So I get where Manny's coming from. At the same time, though, I don't think it's fair, when guys asking a pretty innocuous question to kind of put him on the defensive like that. And I think if Manny had it to do over again, I think he would react differently. And I know I'm probably speaking out of turn here, Tony, because I've never fielded questions in the locker room like that. So,
you got a comment for me on that?
You want to comment?
Yeah, you want to comment?
I think the skill is knowing who to ask the innocuous question to. I can't think of any scenario when the Padres are up 30 games or below 30, where Manny's going to be the guy who's going to answer the question, what's changed. I think that's kind of the answer you're going to get, especially when it's been going the way it's been going. Now, maybe you go ask Jake Cronenworth. He's probably a better source. It's like when my dad was on the Padres, the reporters knew who to go ask to get a certain question type answer, and whether you think that that's his responsibility to do it or not is a whole nother thing. But I just think I wasn't surprised by his answer. I think players sometimes get frustrated. Some players get more frustrated than others about things they're hearing and what's been going on. Remember, he's been at the center of it because he's been the one probably that has struggled the most in terms of the numbers not looking like what they are.
Yeah, I mean, it's I said the same exact thing last night on the Scraby Show. You got to know who you're asking because Manny can be prickly. And I also thought his response was in jest. It was like kind of a joke, kind of not at the same time. Like,
let me say that because I didn't see the video of it.
Oh,
so
I
don't
thought you
know
had.
like
Okay.
how he was.
All right, I'm going to find it and then we can play it real quick. Well, you guys got to talk, so.
Oh,
well, hurry
you're
up.
not finding it now. Well, we're done. I think we said we.
I think we both hit what we can hit. I'm on the outside because I'm not in that locker room. I'm not Manny. I think that Manny it's my own view of it. Is that if Manny wants to send just a little happier message out to the people that love Manny Machado, I think he has to watch a little bit sometimes his answers on stuff. I don't know that the criticism is fair or unfair or warranted or unwarranted, but I do. Some people see that kind of an answer, and I think they get frustrated to see his frustration. And, we're happy that they're going well. I mean, he says that there's a lot of negativity about this team. I
don't agree with that. I don't. I think when you're I don't disagree with what you're saying. I don't agree with that there's a ton of negativity. I think what's being talked about is based on how they've played. I don't think anybody's being extra negative towards the Padres.
Yeah, I don't either.
And so I think that's just, that's just Manny's, that's just Manny being Manny is what that is. Like, I wouldn't read too much in it. And quite frankly, I don't think the folks who deal with him on an everyday basis probably read too much into it. They know he can be prickly at times, and I guess he was prickly that day.
Let's also say that the social media can make something bigger than it always is. So that's
for sure.
It does happen.
All right,
for sure.
We got to go to break.
All right, let's go to break. How about that? More Gwynn Chris.
Tune in August 3rd for the.
So hopefully I can do him justice. And I'm the green one. Pretty sure that's out, right? Yes. Ooh, that's too early of a swing. Ugh, what am I doing? Come on, pitcher. Throwing me one down at the bottom of the zone. Ooh, is that going to have enough? Ooh, barely. I am really early to all of this. There we go. Figuring it out a little bit. Why are you throwing me a pitch high and tight, bro? Alright. I have no problem using the right field wall. Too early. This pitcher's like trying to change up speeds on me, throw high and tight. Come on, man. For whatever reason, I cannot wait for the pitch to get to me. But I'm hitting home runs, so who cares? Arrgh. Not great. I need to... I think only the top 4 move through. That's foul. That one's gone. But what's the score? Oh, I need some home runs. That is for sure. That one's gone. Probably need like 14. Go! Go! It's gone. I cannot be eliminated in the first round. Can't tell if I'm outside. I'm really making this difficult on myself. I am now at the bottom, so I'm caving under the pressure. I gotta stop looking at the scores. Just get back on track. 40 seconds to go. Come on. Couple people did not hit a home run, so that's good. What are you doing throwing me a pitch that low? Oh man, that's gonna be foul, isn't it? Yep. I'm not gonna make it. Dang it! I thought I would need 14 and I do, but I missed that pitch. I literally just missed it. That is a brutal way to end this. Yes, I'm aware I've been eliminated. That was a terrible showing. So, hopefully I can do him justice. And I'm the green one. Pretty sure that's out, right? Yes. Ooh, that's too early of a swing. What am I doing? Come on, pitcher.
I want to win tonight, but I have a hankering for more cowbell. Welcome back to Gwynn and Chris, 3 o'clock. Chris, hello. Tony Gwynn Jr. at Petco Park. Padres, Gigantes. Game 1 of a 4-game series tonight. I don't want to hear how the Padres never beat the Rockies anymore. Remember, that seemed to be the thing for a few years there, right? The Rockies would always torpedo the Padres.
Yeah.
Not this year. 9-1.
Not last year and this year.
Yeah, 9-1 against the Rockies. So, unfortunately, only four games left against Colorado, or 3. Either way, one of those series it'll be in the Mile High City a little later in the season. Padres trying to extend on a 5-game win streak. What are we giving tickets away to again today, Scrape? Because we have 2 pair of tickets that we need to get to. Why are you humming?
Kind of wanted to make you guess, but here it
I
is.
still have Guns N' Roses on my sheet.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
I thought we had moved on from them.
No.
All right, more Guns N' Roses
I'll
tickets.
never move on from GNR.
All right, more Guns N' Roses tickets. Stand by for that opportunity. I'm going to finish. I got one more thing on the Manny situation. I'm trying to kick a dead horse here, but I think he has every right to be frustrated. Everybody does. We all have good days, bad days, frustrated days. I think, though, and Manny answers a little prickly, because you said correctly, Tony, he can be prickly. That's fine. But I think he could also come back later and say, hey, you know what? I apologize for being prickly. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I also think
Let me ask you a question. Let me stop you. What if he did that already?
I would be great. But I don't. I mean, we had Julian on today, and he didn't say that happened. So and maybe he hasn't seen him. What I'm saying is, I think a reporter has to do the same thing. I think it's a dance and a relationship between reporter and athlete. And I think sometimes reporters are out of line with the questions they ask. And I think when that kind of happens, you don't get many reporters who do it. But I think it's fair that the reporter go back to the player and say, hey, that question was not well thought out. I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that. I just think the relationships can kind of coexist that way. But it is a little more difficult now than it used to be, because there's so many people coming at you from so many different angles. And I totally, like, your dad only had to probably, talk to 3 or 4 writers after the game, Tony, right? Now, God knows how many people would be asking him stuff with the kind of credentials that are out there for every website and podcast or whatever.
I just think that this didn't reach that level. I mean, saying that, why don't you tell me you guys write the negative things, isn't directly solely at Julian. It's directed at all of the reporters.
That's true.
That are there. And now I in a professional setting, I certainly, and I know he didn't, having been around Julian before, he didn't take it personally. And so you kind of just move on. He had a prickly day. If everybody apologized for every single thing, we'd be sitting here hearing apologies very, very often.
I apologize for what I just said. Yeah. All right. Let's move along, because, this is a big game coming up tonight. J.P. Sears starts, Tony. And, how does it go tonight? Like, who's our second guy in the chaotic, pitching
Randy
summary tonight? Vasquez. Okay. So, that doesn't sound.
That was the combo. That was the combo last time.
Okay.
Except JP was the one that was piggybacking.
Vasquez went first last time, and then Sears came in, and he did great.
Yeah.
How about Griffin Canning yesterday, Tony? I told this to Scraby. We've been all over the guy's case all year long. So, when he has a game like that, I need to take a moment to appreciate it. And it was one thing that he did that he hasn't done all year, Tony. If you look at it in the stats after, 10 batters faced, 9 first pitch strikes. It is incredible how your world changes as a pitcher with a strike one count. And he was on point yesterday. No walks. He's got the stuff to get people out, right? If he's not helping teams out.
Right, when he's throwing strikes.
Yeah.
I mean, he threw his changeup was filthy yesterday, and he got ahead of hitters. And so, yeah, I mean, he had 10 batters, you said? He looked good, man, during those 10.
Yeah, 10 batters, 9 first pitch strikes. The one walk, it wasn't a walk, it was a hit by pitch. But before Cole Carrick could even take his equipment off, he was picked off first base. So
I think he was still putting his mitt on.
I don't know what he was doing over there, but credit the Padres for catching him napping for sure. The other thing I wanted to ask you, Tony, is your thoughts on Mr. Estrada. Look, he here's how I broke it down. I mean, he couldn't find the the release point with the fastball, at least to Carrig, the first hitter. I think he walked him, fell behind 2-0 on the second hitter, and I think he had missed 2 fastballs there. But he found the release point with the splitter and ended up striking out Goodman, I thought, on a really good splitter, man. That nobody would have hit that one. And then he kind of got the fastball back. But, when you've been out that long, that qualifies as a pretty good 8th inning, especially with the game on the line.
Yeah, no, I think having Jeremiah back was so nice. I mean, just remember, your guy Adrian has pretty much had to go more than 3 outs since he's been gone. He's had a lot more of those, 2 innings, an inning and a third, inning 2/3. Like, he's had to do more because Estrada has been out, and so you can at least lighten the workload on him a little bit now that Estrada comes back, and you no longer have to try to. I don't know if you guys saw it and paid attention to it, but bridging it, especially when the starters were struggling to get deeper, bridging the last 3 was some work, especially if on those days Adrian couldn't go more than the inning that he was going to be asked to go. You had to figure out how to get the other 3 outs in order to get it to Mason. And, I think it's nice to have Jeremiah back. And, it sucks that you had to let, put Waldron on designate him because he had some valuable innings during that little run there too. But this is certainly a big boost for the Padres back in.
Just continuing with the Padres in yesterday's game, and the 2-game series. The good news, obviously, they took care of the business. They won the games. The only bugaboo is that they had to use Mason Miller both games. And, I was joking with Scraby, if you're going to beat the Rocks, you want to beat them comfortably enough so when Mason Miller doesn't have to come in. So does this mean you wouldn't use him tonight, Tony? Would you go more to hone to close if it gets there? The 3 days in a row seems to be something they try to stay away from. I wonder if that'll happen tonight.
Not this time of year.
Not at this time of year. So you would go with
not
him.
only
Okay.
that, Mason has had an extraordinary amount of time off this year. So, I don't know that, the last 2 days, especially as quick as yesterday when it was like bing, bada boom, bada bing, it was done. I don't know that it could be. I mean, listen, three in a row is a lot, but you get to this time of year, I don't know, maybe you wait till the calendar turns August, but I think given how fast those outings were, he might be all right for today.
If I pay my ticket price tonight and I stay to the 9th inning and they're up by 2 runs, I want to hear the Reaper stuff. So, yeah, I'm just saying. Craig's not caring about that, but I am. The biggest surprise of the game yesterday, if you ask me, wasn't anything that happened before 2 outs in the 9th inning yesterday when I think it was Troy Johnston was the last batter. And, Tony, I think he missed the first 2 pitches by 10 feet,
my Lord.
Each of them. He wasn't even in the area code on either of those. And
that's how nasty
Right.
he is.
Yeah.
You don't ever see a big leaguer miss a baseball by that distance.
No. And so you're watching it, and my mind went to the Atlanta Braves announcers predicting a Freddie Fermin strikeout last week. I was like, there's no way Troy Johnson is not striking out here. And he hit one to center field. I mean, it was an easy out, but that was one of the stunning developments of the day yesterday is that Mason Miller somebody hit the ball off this guy. We've kind of forgotten how incredible he is. We just almost take it for granted now, right? And we really shouldn't because there's just not supposed to be like this, but he makes it look so easy every time. So
I'm sorry, guys, if you can hear Kirk Kenny is in here talking as though I'm not on the air right now.
Oh, now it's Kirk. Now he's the one
It was just
barging in?
Mudcat in here doing the same thing.
Yeah, Mark Grant's fine. Kirk Kenny's another story. Get him out of there.
Get him out of there. Tell him to go find a Chick-fil-A.
Is Dave Marcus sleeping up in the booth? I mean, keep the riffraff
He's
out.
not in his post. He's not in his post.
I was going to
as
say,
you can
usually
see.
Dave
gone.
doesn't lift the velvet rope for me. He just shakes his head no.
Yeah, I've never gotten through there.
Here's something before you go, Tony, that happened today. It's pretty awesome. 0-2, the Twins and the Royals. It's 3-0 Royals, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, 0-2, bases loaded.
0-2 count?
0-2 count.
Wow.
Matt Strahm on the mound.
Oh, no.
The 0-2 from Strahm. Clemens in the air to right center field and deep. Back it goes. Deep it goes. And Cody Clemens wins it. And the Twins walk off the Royals once again at Target Field. Can you believe it?
That's pretty awesome. Walk off, grand slam, 2 outs, 0-2. That's awesome. That's incredible.
That's a tough one. 0-2. It means you definitely made a mistake there somewhere.
Matt Strahm is not the Matt Strahm we remember. Not anymore. His ERA is north of like 7, I think, or 8. So, now that guy used to be lights out. I have one negative on that Cody Clemens home run.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, it made Roger happy, and I'm not a Roger fan.
Who's Roger?
His dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Oh, wow. Roger Clemens. Okay.
There you go.
He made it. Okay. I didn't know where you were going with that, but now I learned something new.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going either.
My guy was so lost when you said Roger.
Yes, he was. He thought I was landing an airplane or something. Roger, over, what?
Goodell? I was like, what is he talking? Okay, Chris has finally lost it, guys. All right, Tony's off, but we're not. He's not off because we got a couple of good segments with him coming up. An NFL potpourri and a monster-sized Big Five today. It's going to be one of the things to see if Scraby can somehow get this squeezed into the program. Also, don't forget we got the GNR tickets, so we're going to give some of those away as we resume on Gwynn and Chris.
right, Gwynn and Chris, talking a lot of baseball, obviously, today. Padres on a hot streak, 5 straight. Going for 6 against the Gigantes tonight. By the way, since everything's just continuing to go the Padres' way, we might as well just keep the good times rolling. Another one of the teams in the wild card race with them. The Cardinals lost again today. Cubs beat them 4-2 in 10 innings. By the way, last night, he's my favorite. But the Cubs and the Cardinals went into extra innings last night as well. Top of the 10th, PCA hit a 2-run homer to put the Cubs ahead. And, of course, he preened all the way around the bases. Just so annoying. And I know that everyone in Chicago loves him, and I imagine there's, people out there, their kids want a PCA uniform. Fine, but, there's got to be somebody better, than him to pattern yourself after. Anyway, he does the whole preening and, the whole everything he does.
Yeah.
Bottom of the 10th, though, Cardinals walk it off 3-2. Sorry, PCA. You'll have to hold on another day to be a hero. The guy, he walks around the bases like the game's over, and that's just what he does.
We were actually, the chat was
Really
having a
don't like
conversation because we're talking Manny Machado and his thing with the media.
No.
The PCA, if he were to say that to someone, though, like
It would be
hey,
a national story.
Nah, I don't know.
You don't think so?
I don't know if he said the exact same thing that Manny said. I don't, because this
You
is
guys
a
are the
national
ones saying
story
all the
either.
negative things about us. You
Yeah,
don't
I think people would let it slide for some reason.
Oh,
and
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
trying to do a race thing here, but
Oh,
PCA,
I don't think so.
PCA does PCA should be criticized for some of the things he does, and he is, but not to the extent of other guys.
Well, and I think Manny should be criticized even for being prickly. I don't have a problem with, again, as I said, you can be prickly. Everybody has a tough day. Writers have a tough day. Broadcasters, radio guys, right? Nobody knows, what I was up to, in the half hour before I got here.
Weird
I
stuff.
probably just triple bogeyed 3 straight holes by the time I get in here. I'm in no mood. My point is, I think you go later. You say, man, that wasn't the best response. That's all. But I don't think it's fair to just say, hey, it's Manny being Manny. He's prickly. That doesn't make it okay, does it?
I
don't think.
No, it doesn't. No.
Right.
Just because you have a certain personality doesn't make it okay.
Yeah,
you should expect it.
That's just PCA being PCA. He's an idiot. Well, okay, it's time we got to work on that a little bit.
All right, we could drop it now.
Yes, let's drop it. If you need a loan, this is not a bank commercial.
I was going to say,
but if you need a loan and you live in North County, say kind of in the Mission Hills area.
That's not North County.
Where the high school is up there in San Marcos.
Oh, Mission Hills High School.
Right.
Yeah, okay. That is
right. If you're in the San Marcos area, Mission Hills High School neighborhood, you might want to look up your old friend Chris Olave. Just signed a 4-year extension worth $132 million. And by the way, if Chris Olave were to get hurt in the first game this year, and I don't wish it on him, he's a terrific young player, and I love watching him. But $90 million is guaranteed.
Wow.
So
I wish for a second I knew what that felt like.
By the way, in defense, in any if you're thinking of asking Chris for a loan, by the way, I hope he says no.
Yeah, don't
to the
ask
first
him for
person
that.
and say it to everybody, and don't ever start giving people money. I've heard Carlos Barkley talk about this many times. He goes, he had to learn his lesson because people who ask you for money and you say yes, because you got the money, so you give it to them, they never stop asking.
Of course.
And then when you finally say no, then they look at you like you're the biggest jerk on planet Earth.
Yes.
And Charles Barkley said he had to learn that lesson. I hope he's, pass it to the rest of these guys. So anyway, congrats to Chris Olave. That's a hell of a deal. I know that he was up for the PPR Athlete of the Year, whatever it is, Pigskin Player of the Year. I don't recall him winning that. And I'd have to go back to all the finalists, but I would say that he's probably been the most successful of the group, right? He's gone on now to Ohio State greatness, and now, $90 million in the bank. Guaranteed. Today, I went to 7-Eleven before the show. I do often. Stop and grab a drink, something on the way in. I know, Scraby, you frequent the 7-Eleven here.
I haven't been going
near
as
us.
often lately because it's been really crowded.
Yeah. So nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded. That's the old Yogi Berra line.
Well, people like before it was easy. It was in, it was out.
Yeah.
There was not much of a line. Now there's a ton of people.
Sometimes it can be a little bit of a line, and the two folks who work in there, they get you in and out of there pretty quick, for the most part. Sometimes it's not those. In fact, it's not the people who work at 7-Eleven.
No.
It's the idiot who's buying 39 lottery tickets that's holding everybody up. Those
Yes.
are the people.
Yes.
But-
Can I actually see scratcher number 23? No, I don't like this one. You can put it back.
No, put that one back. Yeah. So those people drive me crazy, but I found something that's even worse than that. And if you've experienced this, you'll know what I mean. If you haven't, I hope you don't. But 7-Eleven now allows people to buy stuff through Uber Eats and DoorDash.
Yeah, those types of services.
Okay, so what happens? So whoever calls it into 7-Eleven, well, 7-Eleven's like a market. You can order like 14 different items all over the little store. A hot dog with relish,
Which is
whatever you can
weird.
do, right? You can order all this stuff. Well, you know who has to get all that stuff together for the guy to come pick up? It's the two people who are checking you out in line.
Yep.
So I walked in today, and the poor gal back there was running all over the store trying to fill 2 Uber Eats orders while we all stood in line. And I wasn't mad at her, but my thing is, and I know you agree with me, 7-Eleven and everywhere else now, they take better care of the people who don't come in the store than they do of the people who do come in the store, and they're not alone. It needs to change.
No, because I brought this up in a Daily Gripe months ago because I went to Starbucks and I ordered a coffee.
Right, so you're standing in line,
I'm waiting.
and they're filling all these orders for people that aren't even there.
It was even worse than that, Chris. I was standing in line waiting, and then I ordered, and then I'm standing there for like 10 minutes, and they keep putting out drinks into the to-go line and food into the to-go line, and so I finally went back up. I was like, all I did was order a black coffee. How long do I have to be here for?
Yeah.
I was kind of angry.
Sure.
But you're right.
You said it, you were prickly?
I was prickly. I was like, no, I literally said it like this, Chris. I said, all I did was order a black coffee. How long do I have to stand
here for? You deserve to be prickly there.
But you're right. That is the new business model.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And it's because we're all going towards digital buying everything.
I know.
But still, when you have a customer in your store, you need to help them.
I think that,
bottom line.
I'm not in charge, but if I'm 7-Eleven, I have to tell the Uber Eats driver, I'll be with you in a minute. I got to get through this line. Because the guy or gal, the lazy bleep who ordered this and couldn't come to 7-Eleven on their own, who's sitting at home on their couch, probably slobby and everything else. But have you ever pictured the person who would order a pickup at 7-Eleven? I mean, the visual is not great in my mind anyway. But whoever orders that lazy person, they don't know that it's taking a little extra time, right?
No.
But I do, because I'm in the store watching.
Yes.
So this is to me, it's any business, but stop getting the pickup orders and all that first. They should have to wait, not the people who are standing there in line. And so I'm alone here. Not alone. I know there's people who agree with me.
Alone.
I just don't know it's going to change.
The SD Mike said something that's pretty interesting, and so did Aaron. Said this is by design. 7-Eleven gets kickback from these apps, and the apps don't have to provide the labor because they're using the 7-Eleven employee to do their work for them because the 7-Eleven franchisee gets the money for using the app.
Right. So the guy that is the Uber Eat guy, he doesn't go into the store and go around and get the items.
No, it's the 7-Eleven employee.
They do the work.
So the guy at the top of the franchise, that location is making money off the app, but also getting a
kickback.
But a kickback, and so he's providing free labor to the ordering app, all that stuff.
Well, it's quite annoying. I don't like the fact that lazy I want to call these people, but lazy people are being basically given the right away.
Now,
I don't like that.
I can't say everyone's lazy because
all right,
some people
somebody's got a broken leg. I get. All right,
there's
I'll give it to you.
There's a mom with a kid and she can't get into the car, and so
Get in the car.
No, you don't have a kid. Like, I have put a kid into the car before. It takes forever.
Get the kid in the car. Drive to 7-Eleven. Keep him in the car with the windows up, and go in and get your food. Isn't that how you do
it? This is terrible advice. Terrible.
Tell the kid to wait in the car while you roll up the windows and turn off the air conditioning.
Please, anybody listening, do not ever even think about that, because that's actually a nightmare of mine.
Yes, that's actually a tremendous,
terrible thing that happens every year to lots of animals and kids.
It's a horrible crime, is what that is.
Yeah,
so,
it is. It is. And
let's not,
would you? Because I had a friend who did this, Chris. He saw someone who had their dog in the car. It wasn't a kid, but it was a dog, windows up. Yeah. He didn't even think twice. He just smashed the window.
He did.
Yeah. And so we waited, or he waited. I wasn't there, but he waited and to tell the person you can't leave your dog there and everything. And he wanted them to call the cops on him so that he had to explain, well, they left their dog in the car, but they never called the cops.
Yeah, I don't think I tell you one thing, it would be really bad. I at the very minimum, I hope that I would bring my car next to that car and lean on the horn for about an hour until somebody came out and saw what the hell's going on and get this dog some air.
Or going into the store and being like, there's someone's dog out there.
Yes, I can't embarrass the hell out of them, but I can't smash a window probably.
That was aggressive. It was.
That's not
It was aggressive.
All right. Coming up next, we told you the Chris Olave story, signing the extension. That's just kind of a little warm-up for today's and NFL potpourri. I can't wait. We are 1 week away from the Hall of Fame football game, the National Football League.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight at the back left.
Straight back left.
Straight around that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello! Eric, how you doing? Pretty good.
Wow. Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfuss and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh? I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over there or something.
What are you thinking to see it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, who not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place, so I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. see my dad's plaque, see where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight around that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello! Eric, how you doing? Pretty good.
Wow. Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfus and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh?
Are you a baseball player?
I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. There's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over there. So.
What are you thinking of seeing it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place, so I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque, see where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight around that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello! Eric, how you doing? Pretty good.
Welcome back, Gwynn and Chris. Tony Gwynn Jr. at the ballpark. Talking some football here, though. Our football potpourri segment for the day. We are 1 week out from the NFL's Hall of Fame football game. Are you kidding me? I'm so happy. Whoever it was who asked me that.
That was the Wimbledon guy from years ago. I remember him. He was so excited about this one, like...
a shot or something?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That's where that is. Okay. Yeah. We got a couple of tickets to give away to Guns N' Roses at Snapdragon Stadium. It's coming up September 2nd. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. And I usually do, sports or football or something since we're doing a football segment. But somebody chimed in on the chat and said, hey, tell Chris, how about a little Guns N' Roses trivia?
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, well, my Guns N' Roses trivia questions are in short supply. I don't have a long list of them. But you know me, Scrabe. I came up with one.
You did.
So you're going to dial in, 833-288-0973. If you're dialing in right now.
I love it. There's people already on the phone. They haven't even heard anything about this.
I didn't even tell them to dial yet because they can't hear it. Anyway, if you're dialing in now, Scraby's going to hang up on you. So your best thing is to hang on till you hear the question and then, then start dialing in. Today's question is for the Guns N' Roses tickets. What is the real first name? Sorry, name me first. Let's go all in. What is the real name, first and last name, of the famous Guns N' Roses guitarist Slash? Okay?
I have no idea.
What's his real name? Slash. That's obviously not his real name.
Yes.
No? So, first person with the correct answer, 833-288-0973. You tell me who Slash is, and you'll go see Slash. I don't know if Slash still performs with Guns N' Roses, but I assume he does.
I would think so.
I mean, a lot of these bands, as they move along, they start subbing people in here and there.
I think it is the original.
But I think Slash is still there. Anyway, you can go see them on September 2nd. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. I will say this for Slash, and I'm not a music critic of any repute, but the opening to that song, Sweet Child of Mine, is some of the great guitar work ever.
Yeah,
it's pretty damn good.
Great.
All right, call in 833-288-0973 while we talk football. That's my favorite music.
That was a very hearty. Oh,
that was a hearty one. Yeah. Hey, look, don't look now, Tony Scraby. 1 week from tonight, guys.
What
is the Hall of Fame game?
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Rumbling, bubbling. And stumbling into Canton, Ohio will be the Panthers and the Cardinals. Boy, what did they do to deserve that honor? And what did the Canton Hall of Fame do to deserve those two teams? But look, it's almost here, football season. So I thought for fun, guys, we do a little football potpourri today. I think there's some fun stories to talk about. Beyond, what we've been talking about, which is a poor old Kyle Shanahan. By the way, Tony, did you see the meme that Scraby showed me yesterday?
Yes, he did.
Oh, he did, with Kyle Shanahan dressed up like Mitch McConnell.
Yes, I did.
People do not miss an opportunity, do they?
No, they don't.
You do
The
anything.
internet is undefeated.
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
Like when I see something like that, I think it's hilarious, and I'm like, why didn't I think of that?
That
so
was just
simple.
a funny one, yeah. So, look, Kyle Shanahan is recovering, and I think hopefully that whole issue's behind us. But I also hope that, maybe just a quick comment, Tony, on, whether I hope, the Schefters and the NFLs of the world realize that this probably isn't the best way to handle stuff. We deserve to know when a coach comes close to dying. Don't you think are you a little bothered by the way it all went down, or should we just give it a pass?
Wait. I'm sorry.
Just the NFL's
the reporting.
The fact that Schefter and ESPN basically sat on the story
for 10 days. It's funny. I asked a lot of people, here about how they felt about it, and no one really had a direct answer, because it does matter. Market, how it all works. It just you got to kind of get into whatever organization you're dealing with and feel it out a little bit. Everybody does it a little bit different. I was talking to AJ Cassavell about it, and he was telling me that for the Royals, the young lady who covers them, she's got full terrain. She can go in there anytime she wants. She can grab anybody.
Right.
It's just different everywhere, and so. I think 10 days is a bit too long, or whatever the amount of time was. Almost within a 72-hour window, I feel like is a matter of time where you can, keep it on the hush until you can't anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Especially if there is truly something like an almost death situation.
You do want to make sure he's okay. His family is aware of what's happening. I mean, yes, to report it like an hour later is probably not being, fair.
I said this to Chris yesterday. Everybody wants him to go up there on the press conference with his eye hanging out of his head and blood all over. Guys, I got an old accent.
That would have been nice. Just because then we'd have him
straight from the car.
Then we'd have the sound to be able to play.
If you don't speak on your own story, especially in today's day and age, someone will just fill in the blanks.
He definitely, they killed the story. No one really cares anymore.
It did.
Yes, right. When he came out and spoke, that was ball game. Yeah,
we haven't heard anything else about it since, and that just goes to show you, people, and you can say this is right or wrong, they assume the worst And so
Every time.
until they got the actual story, they were all over the worst. And then they found out, oh, okay, he kind of admitting to whatever.
I can't believe he
whatever.
didn't have an open container and 4 strippers in the car when this happened.
Yes, while he was watching film for the upcoming season.
All right. Here's one of my favorite stories of the week, guys. So let's start here with the potpourri. Word out of Atlanta.
Oh.
Tua's already hurt. He's got a sore
up.
back. He really can't get it. It's tight back, I think, is all they announced. But they announced he's got a tight back, like, all he has to do is stretch and he'll be back in there tomorrow. But they followed it up by saying, we're hoping this isn't a long-term thing, which tells me it's a thing, right? Michael Penix is already out. So, with injury, so the Falcons are down to, I believe they called up Kyle Bowler, was it?
Oh, wow.
Out of
That's
like
a
the
blast from the
retired
past.
league or something. Anyway,
Wait, Kyle Bowler?
it couldn't have been Kyle Bowler.
gonna
Somebody
say,
looked this up. It was some
no
crazy
shot.
guy they brought in that hadn't been playing for a long time. Anyway, you'll look it up for me. That's not the point. The point is, are the Falcons going to regret this Tua move, Tony, in your mind? I mean, I want to root for the guy.
Oh, is it Cooper Rush?
Thank you. Yeah, Cooper Rush,
I was
Kyle
about
Bowler.
to say, Kyle Bowler.
Kyle
Like,
Bowler. Yeah, they actually signed Johnny Unitas or something. Yeah. Anyway, I'm rooting for Tua to have some sort of happiness and success, but it just seems like it's a long shot to me. I do.
I mean, listen, I don't know. I think they will be disappointed if he misses a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
Because they signed him because Penix was hurt and
Right.
they weren't sure about him. So, yeah, I'm sure there's an element of it, but this also comes with the territory of owning a football team. And I have a feeling that even if it's some time, it won't be – I don't think it'll go into the season. You know what I'm saying? I think there's still enough time where they can kind of baby this. I won't be surprised by, like, week 2 of the preseason. How many weeks is there now?
3.
3?
Yeah, isn't
Week
that
2
weird?
of the
Only 3
preseason.
games, yeah.
We'll see him, and then it'll be, he'll be probably dealing with some sort of
Something else will happen.
discomfort.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. If I can get Bijan Robinson again this year in the draft, which I was very lucky to get last year, he's got to be a go-to again. First, he's good. Secondly, that's as far as Tua can throw the ball. So
He's done.
he'll be dumping to Bijan 30 times a game.
Did you know that Bijan is a hold-in? He's trying to get a new contract.
Yeah. He and another.
He's a
big guy.
hold in.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
there,
hold-in.
right,
just trying to get a
Meaning
new
that he's
contract.
there, he just wants a new contract. He's not like trying to be a
Right.
distraction like LeBron will be. And we'll
Oh,
talk
stop
about that
with
in the Big
LeBron.
Five.
Take
Talk
it
about that in the
easy,
Big
LeBron.
Five.
I don't need to pick on LeBron anymore because you do it for me.
I mean, you just sound like a hater. It's really what
He
you
is.
How
sound
am
like,
I a
man.
hater?
He's a hater.
Chris always
just-
talks
I'm just
about
saying,
the videos he
that's-
gets of flopping.
I enjoy watching them. Doesn't mean I
Listen,
hate
we
the
can
guy.
make videos. If I took all of our shows and just cut things, I can make you look crazy too.
Please do.
Real crazy.
Please
actually.
do.
Baker Mayfield
have
said
time.
Baker,
Yeah,
let's
that's
sneak
an
a couple
issue.
more potpourris in, guys. Baker Mayfield said he felt disrespected by the Buccaneers' offer. That's why he shut down the talks. He said he'll talk to them after the season. He also said that they made a mistake because he's going to have a great year, and now it's going to cost them even more. I do like that. I do like that attitude. He's the kind of guy I want, and I like him saying that. But is it ever tone deaf for a player to say publicly that they're disrespected by an offer that is probably around $40 million a year? Like, does that make some people, say, come on, dude? Like,
Not me, because
Yeah, I mean, get it.
well, you're smart. You know the league. Tony knows the league. I'm
Yeah.
talking about some fan who's, picking up a newspaper.
I'm gonna say a fan needs to stop taking everything so literally. Get a grip.
Yeah, if you
man.
don't
Like, wanna-
understand what's happening, then
if
you
you
can't
want
have an
Baker
opinion.
Mayfield to be like, come
Yeah.
up and give us the what is it, the vanilla answer, they'll be complaining about that too. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
So like,
Yeah, he's not going to win here.
Baker is just what I do appreciate about Baker is that my man is not afraid to tell you how he's feeling. If he feels like a coach was the reason why he wasn't on a team and he gets a chance to play him, he's going to let you know he's looking forward to playing him
Yeah.
and he wants to destroy him. That's just how he's been. This is pretty consistent with Baker Mayfield. I get, yes, there's a lot of people not doing great right now. But like this is also entertainment.
Yeah, it's a different world.
Yeah.
We need to learn to separate it. Yeah.
We have
Yes,
to.
for
I mean,
sure.
he's disrespected by an offer made to his skill, his craft.
Yeah.
Like no one else in the world can do what he does. So I understand why he might have felt disrespected.
He also said he thinks he should be one of the $50 million NFL quarterbacks.
A year?
Well, that's where the big guys are. That's what he thinks he should be in that league. And I'm just saying that's where some people may. Anyway, I don't disagree with you guys. Watch Baker.
I didn't say that I wasn't necessarily like understanding where Tampa was coming from. Like,
Right,
50
yeah.
mil is like, hey man,
That's
are
a
you
lot.
50
That's a
mil?
lot.
Yeah, watch Baker on the TV show on Netflix, The Quarterback, though.
Hey, that
He's
might
been
be a
pretty good.
pickup, too.
He's been pretty good.
Man has got a chip on his shoulder from fantasy. I don't know.
He
Doc.
does have a chip on his shoulder, and
Got
he's
no one else around him though.
and they show him off the field, and he's like, I finally relaxed. My wife, I'm settled now, and I know I made mistakes. And then they show him on the field. Bleeping right, pal! And he's like, he knows that on the field he's like a maniac.
I love it.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
It's funny. All right, Sean Payton is going to present Drew Brees in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Drew's going into the Hall of Fame. As you know, Sean Payton has been asked to be his presenter. Sean Payton said he almost broke down in tears at the offer, the honor. To him, it's a great honor to do this. Of course,
Save it, Sean.
Well, that's kind of why I'm bringing it up. I mean, are you going to criticize Sean Payton here?
I'm not going to criticize him. You guys know I don't like Sean Payton.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
going to criticize
understand
him, though,
why
for taking this as an honor and understanding
absolutely
it.
not. I
That
completely
seems fair.
understand why Drew would want the guy.
You
who
do
took
under.
a
I mean,
shot
he was
on.
he was his coach. The only thing you say to me, Sean Payton always has a tiny stigma of the, what was that called?
Bounty
what
Gate.
Bounty Gate.
You'll
Yes.
never forget because
I
it
know,
happened
but
to the 49ers.
I
mean, what I do know about that and how it's viewed amongst those who were involved or kind of in the NFL at that time was it may not have been gone as far as the Saints did, but it was kind of a common practice to put money on a dude's head and be like, get him out of here. Like that wasn't, something that was completely out of the ordinary.
They might have
but
been the ones that took it way too far.
They went too far.
Yeah,
is what it
you
sounded
might be right,
like.
Tony.
Yeah, the
But
49ers would never do that.
I think as it pertains to Drew's individual career, because this is an individual honor.
Right.
Remember, the Dolphins and the Saints were only two teams that won them, and the Dolphins were kind of
The Dolphins backed out. Nick
backed out,
Saban,
basically.
his greatest
And
decision.
so,
yeah,
can you-
the
can
genius
you-
Nick
can you-
Saban turned it down.
you can clearly
He did.
see,
Yeah.
he took a shot on
Right.
Drew, and it paid off.
By the way,
Yeah.
I wasn't saying anything about Drew's selection. I understand the selection. It's just Sean Payton.
Yeah, I know. Sean Payton.
Listen, we can
I
all
always
have our
a little-
issues with Sean and different things, but this is not our
Right.
This is not our thing. This
It's
is
not our
Drew's
fight
thing.
to fight.
Yeah. All right, I got two more quick ones. We got like 3 minutes, so let's see if we can sneak them in. The Raiders announced Kirk Cousins as the QB1, Mendoza QB2. That's got to make sense. Mendoza said he's okay with it. You can't go with the rookie over the veteran before they even start a game, right? So that's an easy one.
Because then if it goes wrong, there's nowhere to go at that point.
Yeah, then you're Kirk Cousins is your franchise quarterback.
I will say Mendoza's probably happy about this because he knows damn well Cousins is going to have at least a couple of games that are going to give Mendoza an opportunity.
Yeah.
That's
think we
part
all
of it.
know.
Final one, end on a bit of a sad note. The Green Bay Packer legend, it's not terrible sad, but Green Bay Packer legend, Amon Green, great running back, revealing he's battling Parkinson's. Do we make the connection with playing NFL and physical and Parkinson's, or is this a separate
lot.
issue? I
This
hope
is
it
a
is.
I
lot.
don't think we need to. I think it's already being done.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so ALS with Chris Johnson, there's a big thing around that because
Yeah.
football players seem to be more likely to get it. There are people making the connection.
This is this 2 + 2 = 4 math that everybody likes to do when these things start popping
And
up.
when Amon Green says, he goes, I have no short-term memory at all, you think, well, that's what happens when you get hit in the head 50 times a day. So,
I've been saying this and I hate
Wish
it.
him the
I hate
best.
it, but I feel like football is going to go away someday. It's just too dangerous. People are going to stop playing.
You're going to go away before football. More Gwynn and Chris coming up.
It's probably not wrong.
Padres Giants today.
Our season high.
All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Ruffin Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yep.
I had to run over and pick up a little cash from the bank. That was simple, trip before I came into work. And I'm on Ruffin Road, coming up to Claremont Mesa Boulevard.
Ruffin Road can be a little rough sometimes.
Well, they could pave that. It wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. They can't call it paved road. I know that.
Wait, your issue isn't the potholes in the road?
No, that was I'm used to that. So we come up on Claremont Mesa, and we're at the stoplight. I'm in the left-hand turn lane to turn left on Claremont Mesa. I'm the third car back. And there's two left turn lanes. There's 3 cars in line here. And then the going straight is also red. And that is backed up, each of the lanes. So that I've got cars on my right. I've got cars on my left. I got 2 in front of me. I got people behind me. No big deal. Light cycles through. And our turn doesn't come.
Oh, no.
So the cross traffic gets to go again. And then the people coming across in our direction, they get to go again. And then for a second time, they skip our turn. Well, that's what I thought. So now...
Actually, you're not going anywhere. You're stuck.
Right, you're stuck.
You're not going anywhere.
And my first thought, of course, as a good scout or, athlete, is to look around. Is there any way out? Can I back up? Can I, I'll do anything. But there is nowhere for me to go.
No.
It happens a third time.
Whoa.
And I'm pretty clear at this point, this light's broken. And I'm starting to think, how are we going to get out of this? Am I going to have to call, the police to come and fix it? No one's going to know it's broken.
911 emergency response.
Yeah.
Emergency. Ruffin Road in Claremont. The light is stuck.
The light is stuck. And so this is 5 minutes probably, but you can imagine 5 minutes.
No,
that's a long time, right?
Time.
Well, when it comes to the 4th time, I finally start just leaning on my horn.
Oh.
I'm trying to get...
What are the people in front of you going to do?
Well, because there was a moment, right, after the traffic comes this way, it paused.
You want them to run the light.
You could at least a couple people could run the light. We could get this going here.
You want them to run the light.
I did.
Break the law.
Well, they had to. Otherwise, we'd still be there. Anyway, so this is going on. So I'm starting leaning on my horn. The lady next to me looks at me like, what the hell are you doing?
Good for her. Good for her.
And good for her. Yeah.
Kidding.
I'm like, ma'am,
kidding.
are you just clueless? Were you going to sit here the rest of your life?
She has faith that the light's going to turn eventually.
Evidently so. If it had gone again, the guy next to me on this side rolled down his passenger window. That starts to go down. I think he's going to be mad. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the light's broken. Like, how do you not know this? We've all been sitting here for 6-7 minutes now. The 2 cars at the very front of the left turn lane are not budging. So they apparently are content to sit there for as long as it need be.
They also have faith that the light is going to turn.
But I have no faith.
What gives them that faith?
Yeah, but what gave them the faith? I mean, it had cycled through 4 times now. The 5th time, I was going to just have to get out of my car and walk up to that and go, will you please do something? Or get, and if you don't, and I would have,
something.
You know what I would have said? If you don't want to run the light, just get out of my way so I can run the light. I'm not sitting here the rest of the day. And finally, on the 5th time, the first 2 people ran the light, and the next person was able to get half. You know what I mean? And after a couple more cycles through, I got out of there. But I don't know.
Did the light ever start working?
I don't know. If you're at Claremont Mesa and Ruffin Road, you might still be there. I don't know. This was 45 minutes ago or so.
Wow.
So my question to you is, how differently would you have handled this than I did? And I'll start with you, Tony. Would there have been any difference, or do you know?
I don't know if I would have laid on my horn.
You would have just never laid on it.
I think I might have maybe rolled down the window, see if I could talk to somebody, see what else.
See if anybody else was in on it?
I don't think I would have laid on my horn because, listen, what you're asking is for them to, which may not be easy for everybody, and that is the timing between when because they're waiting for their light to turn.
Yes,
right?
they were
the
waiting
light's
for
not gonna. The light's not going to turn, but that also then requires them to guess the exact kind of when the timing of when they can go. And
you know what? Figure it out.
I think a lot of people wouldn't be comfortable with
running the light,
with
even
running
under
the light.
these circumstances. Well, I think,
not when there's other cars that could actually hit them.
Okay, I think you are right, and the reason I think you're right is because of the 40 to 50 cars that were now piled up in my area behind me and around me. I was the only one honking.
Right, and
then nobody else thought to do this. All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? Getting into the final 2 months, stretch drive, the whole deal script. Honestly, it's so fun talking about the National Football League.
It is, but I'm not ready yet.
Yeah. I mean, just wait till Andy Reid starts saying dumb stuff. And you know what I mean? Like, there's certain things you just count on.
Andy Reid doesn't. I wouldn't have used
I love
Andy Reid.
Yeah, not normally, but I thought of him because I'm looking forward to the first press conference with Rashee Rice.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, how you doing, Rashee? Nothing. I'm good.
I'm good.
Andy, anything on Rashee? Is he gonna? Oh no, we love him. He's he's overcoming. He's learning.
Yep,
he's learning.
He's done it.
Yeah, he's committed 8 felonies and I'm overstating it.
Yes, don't overstate. But you know what? He's gonna run from that press conference to his car and go. That's the video.
When he got out of jail, he just blew right out of there.
No, he got into the car. Someone else was driving. We should say that.
Yes.
But they sped away so fast and revved their engine.
With a guy that has driven over 130 miles an hour and killed people 3 times. Yeah, probably.
That's
probably
a healthy.
Not the best.
That's a healthy engine noise right there.
Yeah, but hey, if you can catch a football, hey, who cares? All right, so we're gonna get into some Chris versus the Fan. Some of you are aware. Dialing in to play, but some of you may not know there's a line or two open. So 833-288-0973 if you want to play. Give yourself an opportunity to get the grand prize. Are we still doing Fontainebleau?
We sure are.
All righty. $150 food and beverage credit. Fontainebleau, Las Vegas, 2-night stay. Don't forget the Oasis Pool Deck at Fontainebleau has officially opened. It offers 6-acre elevated pool experience with 6 distinct pools on Live Beach. Enter to win the 2-night stay at Fontainebleau, Las Vegas, and the $150 food and beverage credit. To book your stay out there, visit FontainebleauLasVegas.com now, as long as you can spell Fontainebleau. The good news is you don't really have to even know anymore. You just kind of type something close, right?
And it'll
show up.
Yeah.
That helps quite often, unless it's my phone, my dumb phone. I'm not even going to call it a smartphone anymore. It's just a dumb phone.
Well, it's an iPhone, so that's why it's
I know you're always anti-iPhones, but mine is particularly dumb because when I type something in the messages, it changes the spelling to the wrong word.
Yeah, the autocorrect
every
is a problem.
time.
It's a problem. It's a problem.
All right. Congratulations, by the way, Ulysses.
Yeah, I was really excited.
Yeah,
for him.
it was fun. He got the question on the Guns N' Roses guitarist Slash, whose real name is Saul Hudson, believe it or not. That's true. And we asked Ulysses if he knew the answer, if he just happened to look it up real quick. And he said he knew it because his dad is a lifelong Guns N' Roses fan who talks about them all the time. And he's going to take his dad to the concert.
This is the best part. His dad's never been to a concert, a Guns N' Roses concert.
Right.
So he's taking him to his first one.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Good news for Ulysses' his dad. He's certainly seeing Guns N' Roses in their prime.
Oh, yeah. This is just like the 80s.
Just like the 80s.
So they have a walker on stage.
Axl Rose comes rolling out there. Ulysses and his dad will have a great time. So, yes, Saul Hudson forevermore. And now let's get into today's trivia where you can win stuff.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the Fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, so you have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get the question wrong and Chris gets it right, you are eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. Chris, do not say anything on this one, okay?
All right.
If you are a let me start this over. If you are a
first-time player,
let us know before you get into it, and you will get that question for free today. I can't remember. Was that Pete? I can't remember.
I think his name was Pete. He had a great intro, and then he missed the first question. But it was still fun having you on, Pete, and I hope you'll play again.
Me too. All right, let's get into our first contestant. Today will be John in Escondido. Hello, John.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Pretty good. You ready to play?
Welcome.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Question number 1. Let's see. NFL team, no, I don't want to do that one. Who won this year's World Cup?
Spain.
Spain is correct.
Spain. The rain in Spain.
Yes, I guess rain in Spain. Okay. Here we go. Question number 2.
Rain as in R-E-I-G.
Gotcha.
Yeah, right.
Okay. What time is the trade deadline on Monday in Pacific time?
I think noon.
I didn't hear his.
He said noon. He said noon.
Oh, he said noon.
12 p.m.
All right, he said noon. Oh, that's wrong.
This is kind of an unfortunate thing because I think you know.
I don't know. I know that it's annoying. Whole trade deadline day. I know we work hard, and I know that our boss Adam is on beyond high alert.
High alert.
Yeah. And I also know that 2 years ago the Padres traded for Max Scherzer. Only they didn't.
I don't even want to go back to that.
3 p.m. I don't know.
Oh,
that was
sorry,
such
John.
a guess. Totally out of the blue.
Yeah, it's
It was
6
3
p.m. It's 6 p.m. Eastern, but it's 3
Okay.
p.m. Pacific. Obviously.
All right, sorry about
that, John.
John, yeah, I get
All right,
lucky.
let's go
sometimes.
to our next contestant. We'll go to John in Carlsbad. Hello, John.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, John.
Not too much. All right.
Is
Are
this
you ready
back
to play?
back, John?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going John to start.
John.
All right.
Ready to play, John?
John.
Let's do it, John.
Okay.
That's right. You deserve that.
All right. What Hall of Fame quarterback has the most passing yards in an NFL season?
A single season?
A single season.
One season passing yardage record.
Yes.
So, it's one of 2 at the top of my mind right now, but I'll go with Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
Nice job.
Right?
He still is. That's kind of shocking to me that he still is, even though he had that 1 year where he just was chucking up the ball every single time.
I don't mean to be too pro Dan Marino here, but when he got over the 5,000 in 1984, like he set the record by like 1,000 yards. It was crazy. Manning has obviously been able to extend it. Do you know what it is now? I mean, what the number is?
Let me
Manning.
see. It's over 5,000.
No,
sure.
Well, of course. Marino was at 5,000. Marino's record is now like 10th or 11th best because you've got Breeze and you've got all these other guys.
5,477 yards. He also threw 55 touchdowns that year. I think he threw like 7 or something in the first game of the year.
Yeah. Again, Marino had that record at 48, and I remember rooting against Peyton Manning so that he wouldn't break it. It was like trying to stop a dam with a toothpick.
Yeah,
he was going to break that record.
You're absolutely right. All right, John, here we go. Question number 2. What major league team has hit the most home runs so far this year?
I'll go with the Yankees.
The Yankees.
Bombers, huh?
Stay there.
Yeah, this is Nationals or a high-scoring team. Dodger, I'm going to go Nationals. Don't know.
Sorry, John.
Kind of getting lucky today so far.
John.
Sorry, John. Yeah, C.J. Abrams, I mean, does he and Wood? I would like to look and see how many games in the last 2 months that at least one of those guys has homered. I think
Probably
it's
every
every
one.
game.
That's actually fun to look at.
God, they never don't hit a home run.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to
rubbing our noses in it.
Yes, we are. Steve. Hello, Steve.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve. Here we go.
Good
Question
luck to
number
you.
1.
It's the last contestant of the day, Scraby. Said we got to.
Yes, we have we do have to have a quick game. NFL teams across the country are showing up to prepare for the upcoming season. What is that called?
Training camp?
Training camp is correct.
Wow. I don't know how you were able to read his
Decipher
mind there,
that?
Steve.
He got
Good
it.
job, yeah.
San Francisco Giants in town. Who leads the Giants currently in home runs?
No.
Take a shot.
I can't think of his name. I'm going to say Arise.
Arise. Oh,
You got a
yeah.
hot streak? Not that hot. Well,
there.
I think it's Casey Schmidt. Casey Schmidt.
Wow.
It's Devers?
I thought when I went to go get the answer, it is Devers. He has 22. Casey
hate
Schmidt
Devers.
has 21.
Yeah, even if I knew it was Devers, I'd still guess Casey Schmidt because I don't like Devers.
Okay,
So.
here
That's
we go.
good for you, though, Steve. On you go to the final round.
Question number 3. How many runs does a team need to be losing by in order to pitch a position player?
Oh, interesting.
10?
10.
I'll explain in a second.
8.
That is correct.
Yeah,
sorry
Steve.
about that, Steve. So if you're a winning team, if your team is winning, you have to be up by like 10. If you're losing, you could be down by 8.
Is there an inning limit on it, or
there is?
Because they saw a guy come in like the 7th inning this year. I was like, what's going on here?
Well, I think visiting team or the losing team can pitch it, do it in any inning. But
They have some weird rules. Suffice to say that honestly, I would like to see baseball.
Here it is.
I know we're trying to save arms and all that in this world, but it's really bad baseball when we have to watch these guys pitch. It's interesting for the first 3 pitches, and you go, oh, look at that. And then it's like, all right, let's go.
So if a team is behind by at least 8 runs at any point, a position player can
So in the
pitch.
first inning, you can just put a position player in.
I guess so.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid,
if a team,
isn't it?
they have to be the leading team has to be leading by 10 or more runs in the 9th inning. It says.
Wow. Okay. All right. Do you want to do a quick thing, or you want to just put this to 2 prizes tomorrow?
We'll just move it on to tomorrow. We gave it a good go. We had 4 or 5 contestants.
Yeah, we'll give you an extra prize tomorrow, but we need to make way for more show, so we'll do that after a quick break. It's Gwynn and Chris. Thanks for playing today, everybody. Christopher's the fans today. I was the winner today. Put that in the record books, Grape. That's okay. We'll have you winning tomorrow and some more Christopher's the fans, of course. Coming up is a really involved Big Five today.
Yes, that's why we're moving quickly.
So we're going to get to it a little earlier, but Tony and I and Scraby really discussing some things that I don't know that we thought would be, as big a deal as they are, but this Tony Romo video, which is, everyone's laughing and there's some comedy to it, but there's more that really needs to be examined here, and we're going to examine some of it. Also, give me another one that we went on and on about, Scraby, in the...
we definitely have a couple. The other one was the Paige Beckers and Angel Reese video.
Poor WNBA. They just can't get anything right. They have a video out that they released of two players gambling cash money on the All-Star game. Like, how dumb is the WNBA?
Pretty dumb.
The players themselves aren't exactly bright, but, the league released it. So we'll talk about that.
I get really mad at Paige Beckers in it.
You're not a Paige fan today.
I'm not a fan today.
Not today. And the other thing is, the very sad passing of Billy Ray Smith. Now, I just want to, say, and I've read a lot of tributes to him already, and we had our time talking about it yesterday, Scraby, when we found out. And, the more I even delved into it, I knew he's a bigger than life figure in this town. I didn't think about it along those lines, along with the 10 years he played with the Chargers. And he's on the 50-year all-anniversary team and two-time All-American and College Football Hall of Fame, all of his, incredible achievements on the field. But off the field, man, this guy touched a lot more people than I had thought. And you really start to realize it after the word of his passing spread yesterday. And, so I just, I think it's really a sad day. Tony mentioned it. It's a sad day in San Diego. We lost somebody really, really, big and important and somebody who affected a lot of people here. And as I said yesterday, nothing but, thinking about, and supporting Kimberly and Savannah and the family and anybody who, was around Billy Ray Smith. But, Scrappy brings something up that is unfortunate here is that the CTE thing, sticking and just being a part of this. How scary is this, and how much scarier is it going to get? Are NFL players, this is we're going to talk about the Big Five, but should everybody who just plays football now just assume it's a real possibility that they could have like their life basically cut short?
I think so.
And maybe the last 5 or 6 years of that life could be really extra painful.
Yeah.
In the case of Billy Ray Smith, dementia, which
Yeah.
These are things his family, stated in the release. So we're not speaking out of school. But if it wasn't for the collisions in the NFL, Billy Ray Smith would be still making a big impact in our community. Junior Seau would still be one of the most beloved people in our community, right?
You would think.
That's the very heartbreaking thing about it. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that in the Big Five.
I know that
it's
people
all coming up, but I just find what I want to say ahead of time is, just a tough day here since I heard this news yesterday. We heard this news about 24 hours ago. And I want to say one last thing about the Billy Ray Smith thing. If you're somebody like myself who likes to see kind of relive a life that was well lived, I definitely tell you to find Ben Higgins's Channel 10 tribute to him yesterday. Ben did a great job on it. There's wonderful footage of him back at Arkansas playing, some college football.
And boy, did he look like he was just wrecking shop on that field.
He was a pretty impressive figure.
I saw one of them where he took the quarterback and just slammed him down.
And then ran over and picked up the ball.
Yeah.
Like Billy Ray. And then, the Charger thing, but then more of his impact in this community. Great perspective. I told Ben after I wrote him last night, I said, really brought back great memories and brought a few tears. That's how well done it was by Ben. He said when he announced it yesterday at 4:00 on the news, he just about didn't make it through. So, but I saw this. I want you to see it. You got to be able to Channel 10 somewhere to find this thing.
Yeah, go to Ben's Twitter. There's
Twitter.
Yeah, Channel 10 definitely will.
Even go to YouTube and call up Channel 10 Billy Ray video. It'll be somewhere. Make a point yourself to see that. All right. So we'll do our Big Five a little early today. It's coming up. Stick around.
The biggest guests in San Diego sports talk appear on 96.
right, happy hour is a bit away from here. We got the Big Five, but understand in the happy hour we're going to take a little deeper dive into all these trade rumors and whether the Padres really, realistically are going to do something between now and then. Padres Giants, we'll give you more of a preview of the game, but right now, a rip-roaring Big Five.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, so we got some good stuff in the Big Five to talk about today, I think. Have you guys seen this WNBA controversy?
Which one?
The latest.
Yeah, they come at you pretty fast.
Yes, they do. So we'll get into that and get your thoughts on that. We'll also get into Tony Romo's arrest. And
all bad.
It's all bad. And we'll talk about whether or not you guys think he should be fired. All the fun stuff on the Big Five for today. But we will start with the Padres. And Ethan Salas was elevated to AAA yesterday. I personally, for a guy who always looks for some sort of hidden meaning in these things, I personally think it's very strange that he was elevated to AAA with just a week, just 5 days before the trade deadline. So what does this tell you guys? And it's Thursday, so Tony's up first. Tony, what does this tell you about Ethan Salas?
He's had a good year in AA, and after a healthy season, they are rewarding him to AAA. If you're asking me what does that mean in terms of the big league team, September's around the corner. Maybe there's a scenario they bring him up, but do you need a fourth catcher to come up at this point? I wouldn't say completely no, but I would say it's very unlikely. I think you're doing what you always do, reading a little too much into this, sir.
I said that. I was like, I possibly am looking into this too much. Chris, what does this tell you about Ethan Salas?
Well, there's a couple of things. We talked about this actually on the roundtable today, and I'll tell you what everybody else said. Everybody else said that they're bringing him up because they are going to now be able to showcase him better to include him in a trade next week. That's what everybody else said. I said that's absurd. And I said there's two things that this could be. One is just that, they're putting him in AAA because it's time for him to play some AAA. And, he's doing the thing and getting it done. And, Tony, you'll back this up, I think, but the world of AAA is different than the world of AA. You're now playing with more major league type players, guys that have been there, done that. You're hanging around people that have, kind of been in the show. It's good stuff, I think, for a young player to be around that. Whereas in AA, you're playing, good talent, but almost everybody's kind of in the same position you are. So maybe Tony can, speak on that a little. But the other thing is I don't think it's absurd to think about bringing this guy up. Camposano seems to be fading a bit, and it's, I'm not giving up. I'm just saying he hasn't played a full season ever before. Fermin and Duran don't give you much. I don't really have a problem if he brought him up certainly in September. What do you have to lose? Maybe catches a little fire.
Time.
That's not how.
But that's not how the Padres operate.
Well, that's just not how I think, and I understand that stuff comes into it. But those are the two things I think. I don't think it's anything other than that.
Tony, do you have anything to say?
What was the question? What was the original question?
It was. What does it tell you about Ethan Salas? But that was the question.
Yeah, Tony answered it.
I don't think. I don't think it's out of the question that he's brought up. I wouldn't expect much from him when he came up. I think. I think Campy's the dude in terms of catching on the most, because he's by far the best hitter out of all of those guys we've talked about, including Ethan. So. Defensively, is he going to be better than Fermin or Rodolfo at this point, or even Campy? We'll see. I think this is more about him and how he's played this year maybe he is put into a trade, but I don't think they could do that from Double A, and that's not moving him up to Triple A doesn't make a team go, oh, okay, he's closer to the
we're
big
more
leagues.
interested in
He's
him.
ready.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. No, they've already scouted
That's
him
what I said
and
last night.
have an idea of how it's going to go. So
They're not
he could
trading for
very
a
well
guy they don't know anything about.
Right, he could very well be put in a trade, but him moving to AAA would have nothing to do with that.
All right, well, congrats to him.
Number 4.
The WNBA, guys, is once again in the spotlight for the wrong reasons. And don't worry, Chris, Caitlin Clark is not a part of this one. It's Paige Beckers and Angel Reese. And the WNBA tweeted out this video. I'm just going to show a little bit of it, but keep in mind, again, the WNBA tweeted out this video. So here it is.
At All-Star Weekend, you and Angel made a bet with each other on this game. Is that bet still?
This is how the rich stay rich.
You gotta save this money. I'm gonna see you next week on Wednesday.
Yeah.
At night?
No, at practice.
Oh, at practice?
I mean, I know y'all gonna lose, but if y'all lose,
I get to have that.
if y'all win, you get it 400.
All right, so you guys get the gist of the video. They're talking about betting in the WNBA. Immediately, I don't know why our things are all blue on StreamYard. You guys seeing that, or is it that just? I guess that was just me.
That's
That's
just
kind of embarrassing. But the WNBA deleted this because they're talking about betting, and a lot of people are saying that this is a pretty big deal that they're betting each other cash and glorifying it. So, Chris, do you think that the players in this video should be suspended for this?
No. I don't think they should be suspended. The WNBA, though, should come out and just say, this is not what we want. This is not what we represent. This is not what we're about. And, we're staying away from the gambling. I don't know that you have to pick out Beckers and Reese and make a bigger deal about it. If you can just make it a thing and speak on it and move on, you can probably get away with it instead of trying to create a whole big, gigantic problem here. These are guys, they're young players. They're betting 20. It looked like they're 20, 40, $60, whatever on a game.
No. It was $400.
Looked like $400.
$400,
even that.
That's how the rich stay rich, Chris.
Yeah, whatever. The point is it's a dumb thing to do. All right, that's what it is. It's dumb. I don't think it represents a gambling issue in the WNBA, right. And that is how you need to present it to us in the public. Now, will the WNBA handle it correctly? Probably not. And that is...
We can all agree on that.
Right. So therein lies the issue with this league. The commissioner absolutely must be fired. They've got to move on from her and get somebody that has some semblance of a clue. And it is really funny when they talk about this commissioner. The one thing they say about her, Kathy
Engelbert.
Yeah, one thing they say about her is she's really good at her job. She's just not a good communicator.
That's a big part of the job.
Well, if you're not a communicator and you're the commissioner, yes, I would think that's an issue. That's like telling me, well, she's a pretty good long distance runner. She just, can't breathe past a mile or something. It's a requirement. Anyway.
Okay.
So I'm worried about how this is going to go.
That was one of my favorite examples of all time.
Yeah, it wasn't a great one, actually.
No, it was great, actually. It was. Tony, do you think they should be suspended?
No, I agree with Chris. Like, it looks terrible, and it's certainly not what you want to be talking about. But this isn't betting in the context of I'm altering the game because of this bet. Anything, they were betting obviously that Angel Reese and her team would win versus the other team, and so it's not a good look. Certainly shouldn't be done. But I don't know that we need to suspend anybody.
If this was two NBA players, they would be suspended. They might even get the feds looking into them.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I don't think so.
Because there are guys in jail right now for
they don't care about $400. Bro.
I understand that.
They don't.
But
that
the
matters.
WNBA tweeted this out. This is a
that's
big
a
deal.
stupid. That's a stupid PR move, which is why they erased it immediately.
And this is also why the commissioner should be fired immediately. These things keep happening under her watch.
I get it.
That can't happen. And the commissioner should be, very clear with these players ahead of time before any season ever gets underway or when you're
Maybe
a rookie.
you should. You know what you should do? I got the idea. I got the perfect idea.
Yeah.
What?
Find them the $400 that they bet on, and we
donate it to charity. And
donate it
let's
to
call a
charity.
day.
Boom.
But you guys are also looking past the fact that this is clearly illegal, and you can't just do that in the open.
All right. I guess we're going to look past it then.
Okay. All right. We're giving passes now.
I'll tell you
if this
one.
was Caitlin Clark, Chris would be calling for her death.
That's totally
I guarantee
not true.
you he would not.
That's totally
You
not
haven't heard
true.
him talking about Caitlin Clark lately.
I
Yes,
talk
I
about
have.
Caitlin Clark and her ability to play through the crap that happens around her. That is pretty much all I talk about. But one last thing to me on this is if this was like a FanDuel, DraftKings website where you discovered an account or something, then you got yourself an issue. Two kids being dumb, making a video. Don't do it again.
Do you agree with Paige Becker's
Would you be mad if let's say player A on the baseball team bet player B, listen, I'm taking you deep today. $400 if I hit one off of you. You gonna be mad at that one too?
Are they gonna be doing it on video and then the MLB is gonna tweet it
No,
out?
they're
So
not
your
going to
issue,
because
so your
MLB would-
issue is that it wasn't done in
If this-
secrecy.
Yeah, exactly. Just you're
Okay,
doing
so-
it in the open. And Chris, I know you love.
Yeah, that goes to the That goes to the stupidity of being young, and
Yeah.
we all, including you. I mean, we didn't have cameras.
No,
fortunately for all of us.
Yes.
But this is the age that they're growing up in, where they don't feel uncomfortable
putting illegal things on film.
They don't. It's
do you
almost like they don't know better.
Do you remember? This may not be the perfect thing, but do you remember the big tackle in the NFL who on draft night basically tweeted out a picture of himself with the smoking pot?
Larry
mask?
Tunzel.
Like, what are you doing?
And I don't think that was him. That was actually, I think, his stepdad or something.
But my point is he was comfortable enough to be photographed doing that.
But that
or
was
video.
always meant for private.
But it wasn't.
No,
I don't think
let me ask
Beckers
you a
and
question.
Angel Reese made a video hoping the WNBA would release it. Did they?
Do you think, Scrape, any of the wild things you did, would you have felt compelled or comfortable if someone had their phone out and was recording you?
I would stop immediately.
Exactly. They don't have that filter in them at all.
Well, they need to develop one.
Now, the league,
they need to.
Therein lies the problem.
The league itself, the play on the court is better than it's ever been. The leadership from the tip top down to the court of actual games is awful in the WNBA, and it needs to be changed and improved.
You hear all of those players that played under David Stern talk about like they knew if they messed up, it was a wrap. Like he was gonna have them as far as kicked out of the league in certain cases. So you don't get the sense. And listen, she doesn't really have a leg to stand on. There are so many things that have happened, at least from the player standpoint. They wouldn't even give her the leeway to approach it in the same way Dave Stern did, because they don't have any trust in her. So that in lies a part of the other issue as well.
All right.
Scraby, I think you're fair.
Paige Beckers.
No, I think you're fair to bring all this up. I just think that, and I'm as critical of the league as anyone.
Really
but I just think this one is
that she said that.
Yeah, because that's one of the dumbest things that's ever been said. Like gambling is what's keeping you rich. Is that a theory?
Is that what we're doing? We're judging people for.
I don't know why
things.
I'm so angry about Paige Beckers doing this, but I am.
Number 3.
I don't know why, but I am. Okay. To a serious topic, Tony Romo's arrest for OWI is getting worse and worse. The body cam footage came out and showed that he is clearly intoxicated. Apparently, guys, he was trying to pass someone in that little triangle thing when there's an exit. And mainly, when the idiots on the freeway realize they need to get off really quick and they're like, all the way over the freeway and they go through the debris field. He was trying to pass someone in one of those lanes. They're called Gore lanes. Had no idea they were called Gore lanes.
And we'll never need to know
what
that
are the
again.
Gore lanes actually for?
So I don't know. I mean, the zipper.
I'm so glad you didn't make it up.
No, my assumption would be because you're zippering right and you don't want someone to enter that lane because the road is going away from the freeway, and so they need to. There's going to be a triangle, the Bermuda Triangle in there somewhere.
Can't you just say you don't know?
I did.
Right.
I did.
You started to make it up anyway.
No, I said my assumption. I don't even know where I was. Okay, he also was found to have an open container in the car. So everything is really, really, really bad with this. There is no way of escaping that. Chris, should he be fired?
Is Tony first? Tony Gwynn Jr.?
I just said Chris.
I know you did, but I think it's Tony Gwynn's turn to be first.
Okay, while you guys
so I don't wanna
think,
step
I'll
on
also
that.
say, there's been some rumblings that CBS is unhappy with the contract that he gave him, and maybe now they're going to go and, with a fine-tooth comb, find something to get him out of this contract.
They might, but I'll let Tony go because it's his turn.
It's your turn.
Really? What number is this?
Oh, it is? Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I keep thinking it's Wednesday. Gosh, it is Tony's turn. My bad.
Yeah, you're
that
bad
was really
indeed.
stupid.
What does that got to do with anything? Wednesday.
Because Wednesday is Chris days to go 5-3-1. Your days are Tuesday, Thursday.
Oh, is that how you remember it?
Yes. Anyway, Chris, Tony, should he be fired?
I don't know. I don't know if he should be fired. He should certainly be reprimanded and maybe suspended for a nice portion of time. I don't know what that time is, but I don't know he should be fired. This is, I think, his first infraction, right? I think he hasn't.
Yeah, that I know of.
Gotten any trouble. No one was hurt in this. I'm willing to give Tone another shot. Like maybe a suspension. I don't know that he should be fired.
Okay, Chris.
But that is wild, though, man. Like anytime you got an open container, you wild. Like you are. You have gone too far at this point.
Oh, yeah.
If you are rolling around with an open container, like that's so wild.
You're leaning back. You got the wheel cutting over traffic.
Chris, you ain't lying.
I know.
You ain't lying.
This was
scary.
This is as bad as it gets. And you know darn well that I like to make people pay for big mistakes like this. But I totally agree with Tony Gwynn. I think a suspension. I would like to see Tony Romo, after a little of the dust clears, get out himself and say, this is a teaching moment for me to everyone else, and get out there and do some work in the community in terms of drinking and behaving and taking care of yourself. He can make this a semi-positive, and I think he should suggest that himself. He shouldn't have to be told to do it. So if I see some of that, a little suspension so that we acknowledge that you can't do stuff like that, I think firing is a little much. Now, and I guess the bottom line, I think, for firing is if you're going to let Myles Garrett keep playing football, then you're going to let Tony Gwynn Jr., you're going to let Tony Romo announce football. You give these players 9 chances, 10 chances, everybody looks the other way. This is a big mistake. It looks bad. Mark Sanchez, right? I mean, where's the line drawn, right? I know, because Sanchez being fired for his behavior on that thing.
He assaulted someone.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So I'm going to get Romo, but I want to hear from Romo. You're
going to hear from him after the phantom rehab stint that he's about to go into.
That's going to bother me if he goes that route. I hope that he does the right route, which is something that he can do.
Wait. Can I ask you a question? If he is drinking and driving, maybe he does have a problem?
Totally.
What do you mean phantom?
This is my get out of jail free card. I'm going to go to rehab and everyth's going to be okay on the other side. If he really needs... What? Go ahead.
What exactly is wrong with that? Like, tell me what your issue is with him being sent to rehab and missing games.
Because I don't think that... okay, here... Man, this is a deep one. Deep down, I feel like people who get in trouble try to scramble and do whatever they can to get people off their back, because I have been there, and you just do it trying to get out of it. And we see that all the time. We see players...
How do we know that? How do we know
that's the other part of it. I don't know that. So if he truly does need it and he's truly going to rehab, you know what, Tony? You know what, Tony? I'm going to take it back. I'm going to see what the rehab situation is like. And if it seems like he's taking it seriously, then I'll give him credit because I want him to get help if he needs help. That video tells me that he might need some help.
It cries out for some help.
It tells me that he might need some help. So I'm hoping this wakes him up or something. Does that make sense?
It sounds like there's a piece of you that is, I don't know what the right word is, but a little irritated that he may very well like end up being okay and like back to normal at some point.
That's fine because I've done some things in my past and I'm back to normal. So things like that happen.
I don't know if what Scraby was thinking is the
it
same.
tough love you're thinking of, Tony?
Maybe. You definitely seem to.
In the AA world, I am known for my tough love. That is the truth.
World, you're known as
yeah,
tough love?
I don't pull punches. I tell you exactly what I think about your situation.
I think you could pull. I think you don't have to pull punches, and it can still. You don't have to be.
Yeah. First of all, the Big Five's carrying over to
this is
3
the
more
longest
segments
Big Five we've ever done.
Secondly, because it's an important topic to discuss, and I think it's important to piggyback on about what you were trying to say or saying there, Scraby. I do think, and I need to try and say it correctly too, and it's hard to articulate. I think that a lot of people in general, the world at large out there that hasn't really had the kind of drinking issues that a Scraby had or people like that, think that if they just if they ever get to the point where they can't handle their alcohol, that's okay, because it's just an easy thing. You go to rehab and you'll be fixed as good as new. And so I think what Scraby, is trying to point out is if you do go to rehab, you need to go with the idea that is the beginning of your work.
Of new life.
That is the beginning of your work. And I don't think people all realize that.
You have to want it.
I think a lot of people go to rehab because, it's there and now I completed it. And did I really get better? We don't know. So I think that's the thing he's trying to point out. And I think so. Tony Romo, if it is a rehab, hopefully he'll go knowing, my life just changed, and I got to start my work now.
I would argue though, isn't that part of the process? Like you can't get to where Scraby has gotten to without, in a lot of cases, including Scraby's, from what we've been told, it ain't happening on the first time. But if you never go the first time, do you get to this point?
No, I was going to add that. That's a great observation, Tony, because I was one guy who entered rehab to get my family off my back. You guys want to stop? Like, finally, you guys are off my back because I went to rehab.
I went to rehab.
God.
Yeah, I didn't do anything.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I didn't do anything.
This rehab thing is actually kind of cool.
So I guess it's less about the amount of times and more about that switch flipping that.
Oh yeah, it's the switch.
This is about me versus about whatever other reason I'm going in.
Yeah, they call it the psychic shift, is when you go from alcoholic to recovered. So
now we gotta try to speed through these next two.
Yeah, this one's also sad. We talked about the passing of Billy Ray Smith yesterday at the age of 64, and his family did say that his death was related to dementia caused by CTE. We know CTE is a very real thing, so I went and did some research online from different articles. Every single article on the internet said that CTE had a role in his death, except for Chargers.com. Just Dean Spanos giving his thoughts on Billy Ray Smith, and no mention of CTE, nothing like that. Now, obviously, I kind of get it, but Chris, do you think it is bad reporting to not mention something that is so relevant to the death?
I don't know that I count on Chargers.com though for good reporting.
I get it.
So
I get it.
I'm okay with it. I understand where it's going to be a homer angle. And they're going to want to focus on the life and times of Billy Ray Smith. So I'm going to give them, a bit of a pass here. I think all of us know what happened. We're all heartbroken by this. I don't want this to right now, at least, be a CTE issue. I want this to be a loss of a legendary figure in San Diego issue. That's what this should be.
You're right.
The CTE thing is down the road here. I
I think it's a real problem in the NFL. I know the players now are not going into this blind anymore. At least they would be really silly to. I think when Billy Ray played, I think it was a bit of a blind situation. He didn't know about this kind of thing, and that is a bit of a tragedy. But right now, I'm more heartbroken for Billy Ray and the family and his fans and all of us here in San Diego. That's kind of the only place I can get to right now.
No, let me officially say I was not bringing this up to make it a big deal. I was just mainly bringing it up to throw Dean Spanos under the bus.
Yes,
okay?
I know you wanted to get a shot.
It was not
in on
about
him.
the CTE thing.
Yeah.
Tony, what do you think?
I think that I agree with Chris. Like, you can't. It's an NFL ran website. I'm sure they don't want to highlight the fact that CTA is a big part of the conversation as as it pertains to his death, and so I think this is yesterday was sad, man. Like, Billy Ray, everybody who has been in San Diego for a long time has come across Billy Ray and or had a chance to sit with him, as I have, and he was always awesome to me, man. And it's been sad to kind of see him have to go through what he did there at the end, as the dementia kind of set in. But I'm not gonna lose my mind over the NFL website not wanting to highlight the fact that every article that's written about Billy Ray didn't need to be that way, right? You can't have some that are a celebration of who he was versus kind of highlighting the how and why that we're all going to get into, I'm sure, as it gets down the line.
One thing I wanted to add at the very end of the Billy Ray conversation for now, you hear the phrase a lot from people, hopefully he's in a better place. I actually think that applies in Billy Ray's case. I can't imagine what he was going through, with all of this stuff near the end. I don't know, but I can't imagine it was easy on him or his family.
Yeah, I mean, obviously all situations are different, but seeing my grandpa go through dementia and all that stuff, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. So,
Number 1.
LeBron James and ESPN are close to reaching an agreement on a documentary series following his Sixers tenure, somewhat similar to The Last Dance. So they're at the 1 yard line, Andrew Marchand said, about getting this done. And he's expected to have a camera crew documenting the entire season in Philadelphia. Tony, is this an unnecessary distraction?
No. Kobe did it. Michael did it. LeBron should do it too. And we will thank him because we'll get to all watch it when it's all said and done. Hopefully it's not during a pandemic like it was for The Last Dance.
Do you think they'll have a section in it of him, flopping and stuff like that? The little flopping segment.
Not. You know what? Honestly, I won't be surprised at all if he highlights the amount of hate that he has received.
That would be
throughout
part
the course
of
of
it,
his
for
career.
sure.
It would make. I mean, it almost has to be a part of it because he's been dealing with it since he was in high school. So, I don't. This is not a surprise. It's not a distraction. He's gone to a pretty veteran team too. That I think they know how to deal with distraction.
Chris, how bad of a teammate is he?
How bad of a teammate is he?
Just kidding. Is this an unnecessary distraction?
Yeah, he's Juan Soto like.
Oh wow, wow. All right. That's it for the Big Five. When we get back, we'll get you set for the game between the Padres and the Gigantes here on 97.3 The Fan.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here helping you beat the books with Westwood One
It's time
Sports.
for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. but we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto slash a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was just saying it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say. I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a, what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, are they cheesy? No, they're not cheesy at all, actually. They're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it. With dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now, I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the beaver nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, put me on. And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the beaver nuggets. And so I had to order them, because I find the name beaver nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was just saying it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a
today, I thought it was kind of good. A lot of stuff in it. I don't know if we solved anything, but we gave it a shot. One thing that I can go back on the Big Five and throw out there, WNBA commissioner. God. They have to do something, Scrabe. They're ruining. I don't call it. It's not like my baby, the WNBA, but I really like and do support women's sports, especially basketball players, as you know. I want these kids and this league to be successful, and I think it's a big deal. It's important in a lot of ways that maybe we don't think about. I interviewed one of the young ladies on the Aztecs who's a freshman coming in this year. Every year we do little interview pieces that they put online and social media so the kids can get out and some of the fans can meet them. Anyway, just talking with this young lady, and first thing, or one of the first, she said, biggest fan of Breonna Stewart. Been watching her game for years and patterned herself. And we don't think about it But without that, this young lady that I talked to probably isn't playing basketball, But she is now because she thinks she can be the next Breanna Stewart, which is probably not likely. Breanna Stewart's a pretty unbelievable player.
A good person to emulate, though.
Good person to emulate, yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying, these kids, these young ladies have people to look up to. It's a big deal. And anybody out there who's listening with daughters who play sports knows what I'm talking about. And I just don't want I want the WNBA to have a chance to be more successful than they're giving themselves because of the really, really poor leadership. All right, 505. And it's happy hour time here on Gwynn and Chris. Happy hour is brought to you by GL Pools. You in the pool this morning, Scrape? 5 a.m. I was there, first lap.
No, I'm not in the pool at 5 a.m.
Swimming pool experts, trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. The baseball season is in full swing. So is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now. Mention radio for 20% off the new service plans in 2026. I can tell you right off the bat that our pool, where I live, although nice, is not taken care of by GL Pools.
Oh,
Guaranteed. Yeah, because when I get in the pool,
Because it's not a good pool?
No, it's a good pool, but it's not as clean as it should be. Like if I had GL Pools, I wouldn't have to go. What I have to do every day, 5 a.m., 5:30, whenever I get there, Scrape to swim, get in the pool, got to walk around and throw all of the bees out of the pool.
That's right.
That's first thing. GL Pools would not allow that, I don't think.
No, I've been trying to get some people in my life, you could put the things together, to get GL Pools because the company that they use, I swear to you, the guy shows up and just pushes the dirt around in the pool.
In where you live.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get
it's
it.
like, I swear to you, he just goes, he takes the thing.
Yeah.
And he pulls a few things out. And then I go out to the pool after he leaves and I'm like, there's so much stuff in the pool.
What'd you do? Yeah, I think our guys actually clean the pool well, but before they leave, I think they dump 6 or 7 bees in there just to make sure that I have something to clean out every morning.
Bee murderers.
Anyway, and I've stung myself trying to remove the bees before.
Yeah.
So I need GL Pools as well. All right, coming up, Padres and Giants. Sam Levitt, pregame show, about 30 minutes away. Giants, I'm looking at the MLB lineups website, which I believe is as up-to-date as I can get. Now, I'm not at the ballpark. Should I be something more updated?
MLB.com?
Yeah, MLB.com.
You said MLB lineups.
No, okay, no. MLB.com,
oh, yeah, that's
their
the
lineup
place.
page,
That's
okay? That's updated. Giants lineup is here. Luis Ariz, Julio Ramos, Bryce Eldridge, who's actually done pretty well here. Second or third chance in the bigs, but he's figuring it out. Devers, Young Hoo Lee, who's a top 5 hitter in batting average. Willie Adames has had just a terrible year stealing money for the Giants. Daniel Susak's their catcher. Grant McCray, young outfielder, and Christian Koss, third base instead of Casey Schmidt. But it still doesn't list a pitcher.
Giants tweet out Robbie Ray.
They just did?
No, an hour ago. So it's taken an hour, which doesn't help our case on it being the best website.
Yeah, right. But is there a limit of how late you can wait?
I'm not sure.
I mean, the Padres, they didn't announce J.P. Sears till early this afternoon. Tatis Renjifo's DHing tonight. Machado at third, France, Merrill, Campusano catching, batting 6th, Bogey, Cronenworth. Remember, they're facing a lefty, so Croney's batting 8th. Jace Bowen 9th. I want to say the Padres put their lineup out a long time ago, Scrabe.
Yeah.
Like 2 hours ago, 2.5.
Yeah.
The Giants tweeted out Robbie Ray. What if the Giants tweeted out a right-handed pitcher? Craig Stammen would have gone through. He would have had to and taken Jace Bowen out and put our guy Gavin Sheets in.
Yep.
So maybe the Giants called Craig Stammen and said, it's going to be Robbie Ray, but we're not going to let everybody else know.
Now, in my quick research, there is no official rule requiring when teams announce their starting pitcher. It's a common courtesy.
Common courtesy. Okay. Well, what I'm saying, though, then if you change, I don't know what the rule is in this, but the Padres have announced their lineup, but or have they? Right? If the Giants change Robbie Ray between now and 6 o'clock, let's say he stubs his toe walking through the clubhouse or something, then can the Padres take Jace Bowen out and put Gavin Sheets in?
I would think so.
Yeah, I would too, but I don't know. I don't know the rules on that.
Here's another one.
Okay.
There is no fixed limit on how many times you can change your lineup after it's announced.
There you go. Okay, so that's fair. You know, it is crazy because back in my day, they used to list the starting pitchers, in the paper 2-3 days ahead of time, and that was it. There was no moving around.
Well, that's what this thing is saying. Like back in the day, it was a courtesy to even give them to them like 3 days in advance so your other team can prepare. But
yeah, well, that's not happening anymore.
That's definitely not happening anymore.
Yeah, Craig Stammen's like, hey, we don't know who's pitching. That means the other guy doesn't know who's pitching. It's something that he said has kind of worked out as a bit of an advantage here.
Can I switch gears for 1 second?
Okay.
Look up at the TV. Oh, you just missed it.
All right.
So ESPN's broadcasting a game right now.
Okay.
Last week or the week before, they fired a bunch of people, including ESPN announcer Carl Ravitch.
Yeah.
So people were very surprised to see today when the game started that Carl Ravitch was the play-by-play guy for the ESPN broadcast. And I guess what happened was when they fired him, they offered him some games to do throughout the season and some Little League World Series stuff. And he said yes, but that's a strange situation, right?
So you're fired, but could you still do a few games?
Yeah, you can't fire someone and then be like, we still need you for games. And I guarantee you they're paying him less. That's why.
But I can also see a bunch of people saying, well, that's Carl Ravitch's fault. He should tell them no. But why?
Yeah, why?
Why should he turn down this money?
But I mean, that's also more time
and the exposure.
Yeah,
and he still needs to be out there, and he needs to find another job.
You get forgotten very quick.
Can I tell you real quick that Carl Ravitch will not have a job in my world? I think he's one of the worst broadcasters I've ever heard, and I don't mean that to kick a guy when he's down, because I said it when he was up.
Said it when he was up.
No,
what about this guy?
Showtime. Yeah, he's better. He's annoying as hell, but he's better. At least he describes what the hell's going on. Carl Ravitch lost me for good when he was doing the College World Series 2 years ago, and he called a walk-off homer in the top of the 9th inning. And I think Eduardo Perez and those guys were like, what? Carl Ravitch was going crazy.
He was. And everybody's probably like, "Why are you so excited, bro?"
And look, I'm not adverse to making a mistake. I have made many, and as you hear every day, I do. But I don't care for Carl Ravitch as a broadcaster.
I mean,
I really don't think he's very good.
That's not a mistake. That's like that's an error.
Yeah, that's really not just something you should be able to
You
dismiss.
cannot call a walk-off in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
And
before you go ahead and think that I'm just kind of not an announcer fan, because there's our people that just criticize all announcers, right?
Yeah.
That's not me. I love, especially the people that are in town this week. We got John Miller here.
Kruk and Kipe.
Yeah, those guys are great. Kuiper,
Dave Fleming.
And Dave Fleming. The Giants have a good stable of guys, and of course our guys are very, very good here. There's a lot of great announcers out there. Carl Ravitch, I don't believe, is one.
Those guys are kind of aging out, though. John Miller,
the Giant guys.
Kipe, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's okay. John Miller can talk until.
John Miller has a battery that will never run out,
and he also has the most golden tone voice maybe ever made.
I love it.
Right?
It's so good. It's so good. And like when I was in college, I would just turn on the radio, listen to baseball.
Why did Sunday
and he's just
night...
talking about nothing, but it's awesome.
Oh, yeah. I would like to have him describe my wife's cleaning laundry list. It would sound interesting. Why did ESPN ever stop with the Sunday Night Baseball with him anyway? It was a huge hit. It was a big deal. He was the star. Joe Morgan obviously was great, and Joe died, so that was, didn't obviously put a crimp into it a little bit. But John Miller, incredible. like he was worth watching the game for. He was so good.
Yeah, that is pretty. I mean, that's true. I remember it was definitely something you turned on and you just felt better because
You just
had that
enjoyed
voice.
it. You enjoyed
They
the whole
left-
game. He was so good, John Miller.
They left in 2010 after a 21-year tenure doing that.
Well, they say all things must, good things come to an end. Why? Don't have to.
It says no official statement was ever given for the reason of their departure.
So you know what it was? I'll tell you what it was without knowing it. Some idiot got hired at ESPN and they said, hey, you're now in charge of this. And he said, okay, well, I'm going to put my stamp on it. And, that's,
oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some exec that doesn't know anything about anything.
Oh, my goodness. I've seen it happen so many times. I can't even stand it, Scraby.
I need my guys in here, and then those guys will likely fail. You cannot replace Joe Morgan and John Miller.
Well, you can replace Joe Morgan when he passes away, but you can never replace John Miller. All right, here's our trivia. We got one more pair of tickets to give away.
Yes, we do.
For Guns and Roses. We're talking about the greatest, one of the greatest broadcasters of our era, John Miller. Did you know he's been doing the Giants since 1997?
Really?
But he actually started his baseball broadcasting career in 1974. With which team? John Miller, one of the greatest broadcasters ever. 1974, Scraby, that means he's been going at this for 52 years.
I have no idea, actually, this trivia.
Who was his first team that he broadcast for? 833-288-0973 for John Miller. Question, Guns N' Roses tickets. I think that goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
Totally.
It's
Spanish or not.
This is the wrong place to throw out inaccurate Spanish words.
Yeah, I know. Well, my housekeeper gives me a hard time. Or not my cleaning gal. She gives me a hard time, but I'm working on it. John Miller was the trivia here. Alejandro got the question. He is going to see Guns N' Roses. I'll give you the answer in a minute. John Miller started his career in the early 1970s and had a Major League Baseball job. I'll tell you with who in a minute. But after that job, it was a quick one. Like he was only there for half a season. I didn't know John Miller. He did hockey. The California Golden Seals. Do you remember them?
I have.
You don't
heard
even
of them.
remember
no,
them,
I
but
have
yeah,
heard
right.
of them.
He did the Your Guys, USF Dons, basketball. He did Golden State Warriors, Washington Bullets, which is what they were then. San Jose Earthquakes.
That is random.
Right? His first network job, John Miller, if you'd guess this, you'd never know, was the NASL, North American Soccer League Championship game in the mid-70s. He did 2 years of the Washington Diplomats. That's an NASL team. Finally ended up back in baseball with the Texas Rangers. 2 years there, Boston Red Sox, preceding Orsillo and company. I didn't know John Miller was ever the Red Sox, but he was. The one that I would have guessed was the one he was with for a long, long time before San Francisco was the Baltimore Orioles. He started there in 1983, which coincided with the Orioles' last World Series championship.
Oh, they need to get him back.
Right. John Miller's probably got himself a handful of rings, right? He's with the Giants for the three they won.
The three, for sure.
Yeah, and he's got the Orioles. And he should have a ring from the 1974 Oakland Athletics. That was his first Major League Baseball job, and they won the World Series that year.
He is Sam said, remember when he said, everywhere Sammy goes, the champagne flows?
Yeah.
John Miller's the actual answer.
John Miller might be the actual answer. John Miller also got Barry Bonds' home run calls. I mean, he's got some classics out
there. I'm going to go look up
there.
John Miller.
I just really like John Miller. And it's not even the calls that I remember. To me, it is John Miller's folksy delivery that makes me feel, and I think anyone feel, like you're sitting out on the porch on a summer afternoon and some guy's just kind of telling you about a ball game.
It is true.
He is so good at that, and that is not honestly something I don't think you can practice. I think it's something that you have an innate ability to do, but you also are able to refine it over time. I was going to ask you before we get to one last thing, because you want to update us before we go on Pavetta and Musgrove. But I wanted to ask you a question.
Oh.
Because I thought of this. Last year, I think it was last year, I was in the booth saying hi to Tony and Jesse on a Giant game, and John Miller was in there. And my tongue was about to hit the floor, because this is, to me, is a legendary, figure who I really look up to.
It's not something you expect to walk into.
And I think, this is a great thing. I want to meet the guy, and I'm like trying to get Tony to,
introduce you.
They're not paying any attention.
They're all locked in over there.
Yeah, right. But John Miller actually, he asked me a question, or he made a joke about the coffee machine or something. So I was talking to him a little bit, and I was like, here I am, but I'm like nervous like a ninth grader, trying to speak to John Miller. So I was thinking about this just a little bit ago, so I want to ask you. My wife's person who would make her go, would be somebody like a Kim Kardashian. My wife just looks up to that. She loves it. If she met Kim Kardashian, she'd probably be tongue-tied.
What?
I know.
We'll move forward.
Yeah. So who would yours be? That's what I'm getting to here.
Ooh.
Who would be somebody like whoever it is? I don't know. Somebody in art, some musician. I just, or anyone. Because I think we all think we kind of are maybe a little too cool for school. I don't think so. I think there's probably someone out there for everyone.
Well,
even John Miller probably has somebody that he would meet and be tongue-tied.
And he's cool enough that he would tell us.
Right.
That's a great question. I think probably like a Jerry Rice or something like that. Because as a kid, obviously,
Montana.
Montana wasn't really my thing. Steve Young, but I'm not going to be tongue-tied around Steve Young.
Okay.
But Jerry Rice.
Would be a little much for you.
Yeah, that would be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Because the other one we had in the studio the one time was the Garv.
Yes, the Garv.
Because I told you I grew up watching the Garv, and I mean, that was just bigger than life for me. So when he came in the studio that day, and I was like, oh. And then my mom was here, and she was like, oh. And then the Garv, of course, gave her a kiss, and then my mom was all good.
Oh, you know what? When I was a kid, I met Deion Sanders.
Okay.
When he was with the 49ers, and I couldn't say anything. I was just so excited about Deion Sanders being in front of me. He called me little man. He's like, "What's up, little man?"
And now you hate the guy.
I don't hate him.
Yeah,
you
hate him.
I like Deion Sanders. I do not like Coach Prime. They're two different people.
They're not.
They are. All right, here's a call from John Miller. I couldn't find the record breaker.
Okay,
but
give us something.
NBC put this together. It was when Barry Bonds went back to Yankee Stadium after turning down the Yankees in their free agency. So
here's a little John.
Now Barry Bonds comes up. Let's listen in.
Number 25, Barry Bonds.
It's kind of a documentary.
Barry hits one into the upper deck.
The pitch. There's a long one to right field. Forget about it. This one is headed for New Jersey. High into the upper deck. Barry Bonds with a spectacular 3-run homer. And he has electrified Yankee Stadium.
I love it. I love it. He also says, adios, pelota.
Yeah, his calls bring a smile. Even if you're not a Giant fan, I think John Miller's one of the greats.
It's just that voice.
He's got it down, man.
He does.
But you played the call of the home run, and you could play a lot of those. But to me, it's just the everyday inning listening.
Yeah, totally.
Ground ball to short sounds interesting when John Miller does it.
I agree.
All right, let's go to some news of the day here from Stammen. Updating Musgrove, updating Pavetta.
It's not an audio. If you're
okay, but we're starting to hear what I perceive to be just tiny lights of good news here. And I said earlier, that's the thing that keeps my hopes alive that this season could end up a lot better than we think. But Pavetta and or Musgrove, probably both, would have to make great comebacks here.
Yes, they would. But according to our guy Sammy Lev, Padres manager Craig Stammen says both Joe Musgrove and Nick Pavetta threw 2 simulated innings yesterday, and the next steps are going to be determined for both.
How about 3 innings of simulated? That doesn't sound too difficult.
Just make them just put them in the big league rotation.
Goodness,
if you're
how about
3
starting
innings.
tomorrow?
Yes.
See how far they can go.
I know we need these guys back.
It's not like we have anybody else starting tomorrow.
No,
they haven't even figured that out yet.
I know that the Padres and they need pitching right now.
How about piggybacking a quilt game with Pavetta and Musgrove? That would surprise everybody a little bit, huh?
That would be very surprising. I'm just not sure what you would get.
No, I don't either. They have to be careful. Obviously, you don't want to hurt them long term, but what do I care? Let's now. I'm always thinking now. Earlier on the no roundtable replay, obviously, because there's a game. But if you missed the roundtable, go back. It was good as usual. Ben hosted and did a great job. And Julian Delgadio from Fox was our guest. Did a really nice job filling in as our celebrity guy today. So go, but you can always listen to that at what's the name of our station? 97.3thefansd.com. But one of the things that came up was me discussing with the rest of the panel there the fact that the Padres, the new pitching thing is they're calling it a quilt. They're quilting together the staff, like stitching together something. But everyone else is calling it pitching chaos, which is what the Tigers called it a couple of years ago. And everyone on the panel today, from Julian to Ben Higgins to Paul Reindl, everyone was like, Chris, what are you talking about? Quilt. Nobody says quilt. You're stupid. You're the only one. Well, I just want to be clear to any of those guys and anyone listening to them who made fun of me today. Kevin Acee, in every one of his articles and his newsletter, is calling it that the Padres that's their quilt. This is what they're doing. It's a quilt that they're stitching together their pitching staff. So I'm taking it from Kevin Acee. If you don't like it, call him.
Pick it up with him.
That's right.
I don't.
You don't like
I don't like this term. I don't like.
You like the pitching chaos?
No, because it's already been taken.
You don't like that either.
It's already been taken.
So what do you want? You want something brand new?
Yeah, I don't even. I can't even think of anything right now. But I don't like the quilt.
Why not?
Because pitching chaos kind of has an edge to it. A quilt means you're just going to go home and like sleep. And...
No, it doesn't. It means you're working. Quilts are things you stitch together.
People
do great work on quilt. You're thinking of like some one little quilt that you sleep on. Have you ever seen some of the designs that people do with quilts?
Of course, I've seen
incredible stuff. Scrape, come on, you got to widen your horizons a little bit here.
Are you saying I'm not a up-to-date guy on quilts?
No, probably not.
I mean, would it surprise you that I go quilting every Saturday?
Yes, that would surprise me. That would surprise me.
I'm going to come up with a name for it, but I just don't know.
You're not going for quilts.
I don't know the quilt.
Well, like I said, if you don't like it, take it up with AC because I got it from him. All right, stick around. Sammy Levitt's pregame. Padres Giants, game 1. Let's go for 6 in a row. And then we'll be back tomorrow to talk about it. Friar Friday, guest pending.
Yes, someone said pitching buffet. I like that better at quilt.
Smorgasbord?
The bullpen smorgasbord.
All right, we're getting there. More Gwynn and Chris tomorrow. Everybody enjoy the game. Thanks for being with us on Gwynn and Chris.